Good, y'all. This is Everything's Blurred, episode 27. This is yours truly, Breon here. What's good?
Yours truly. This is your man Tommy. What's good?
What's going on, y'all?
That's right. I'm biting off of you again, Breon. Yes.
Yeah. I can tell.
What's going on, y'all? I'm the one that's sick and tired of these police killing these black men for real, these young black men for real. Young black people, period. I am the MR Dot, SHAUN, Mr. Sean.
Sick of tired, just period. Just all the, just the
Yeah,
shootings.
100%. 100%. All this stuff need to chill out, yo. And I'm getting sick and tired of seeing people dying, man. RIP.
How Logan Paul still winning? No, just joking. Logan Paul.
I was like, what did Logan Paul do this time?
No, he won.
He beat somebody else?
Huh?
He fought somebody else?
Yeah, he won last night. I forgot who he. Logan or Jake. Well, both of them. I'm tired of them.
One of them is supposed to be fighting Mayweather, and I'm like,
yeah.
Did he work up for that? Did he really work up to fight Mayweather? But all right, whatever. Anyway, like I was trying to say, R.I.P. the former Bad Boy artist Black Rob. Passed away over the weekend. Do we know what he passed away from?
Kidney failure.
Kidney failure.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Black Rob from the song Whoa. Been on Bad Boy for a minute, for a good while. He was a dope storyteller.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of people don't talk about his first album like that, but his first album is probably one of the most slept on first albums ever. Wasn't on the label for that long. I think he only did one or two albums of a Bad Boy.
Just one.
He did the one, but I know later on he did one on Duck Down Records. I want to say.
Yeah, the Black Rob Report.
Yeah,
I think that was on Duck Down. But Life Story was definitely one of my favorites that year, 2000, and definitely slept on. Yeah. Even though the source gave it a 4.5 mic. I remember that.
Turn it up, man. Come on. We was doing this dance every party. And even now, one time.
Y'all look so focused right now.
I know, we was focused in the club. We was looking at each other like, hey, what's up? What you gonna do? Then we try to add it up. Hey, girl.
How'd that work for you?
Text.
Oh, that's fucked up. No, I ain't gonna talk about it.
What happened?
Forget it. Don't even.
What did he say?
You had to be there.
Yeah. Something, cuz.
No, I want to know for real.
Whoa!
That beat still, wow.
Still, no doubt.
How much you want to bet a young kid hearing it for the first time is going? Like, no. He's like, whoa. We're like, no. That's not what you do.
I mean, I'll still be cool with it. Like, yeah, bro, that's what's up. Yeah, you know, doing your thing, but still, that was, our thing. But still, I respect that you like it. But the dance, yeah, you gotta do this one of these days. But if you wanna,
So yeah. Whoa. Um, which joint was he on?
The
Where he
joint off of No Way Out.
off the G Dep album? One
Oh,
of
the
them
Harlem
joints.
Shake joint. Let's get it.
Let's
Get
get it.
this money.
Mhm.
Take this money. Then you had the joint off of No Way Out. I love you, baby.
yeah, that was a joint.
You drive me crazy. That
Bad
joint.
Boys for Life. He had a part on that. Actually, he had a couple dope verses on what is the Saga Continues album. You know that compilation, the Saga Continues. That's what Bad Boy for Life was on.
Yeah.
You know what? I can't even front, man. Like as a, it's not like Black Rob had like a real big catalog that everybody fucked with heavy. Like he was like 5+ albums deep in the game and all that. But he was part of one of the biggest moments, I would say, in the hip hop with being on Bad Boy, being on some of them joints, creating the smash. Whoa, you know what I mean? That joint was everywhere. And it's just one of like it's not like I say, he doesn't have like the album catalog, the whole music catalog, but when you hear the name Black Rob, it's like, oh yeah, Black Rob's nice. Whoa, a couple joints on these other projects. His verse on this track was hot. This is one of those things. So when you saw that he was going through what he was going through, health aside, that he just didn't have anywhere to really lay his head. It's like, damn.
Yeah. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
Then I knew he was in the hospital, but I didn't know that it was a situation where like he could ultimately end up, passing. Like I just thought he was in there for what he was in there for, but I didn't think it was like life threatening. And then,
The video
like a week later,
sad to watch. It was just tough to watch.
Yeah. And like a week later, it's like, yo, he's gone.
Yeah.
So,
R.I.P.
Black Rob.
51?
Yeah.
Still young.
52.
52.
Well, one of them say 51, and one of them say 52. So, I don't know.
Yeah, if he's born in 69, depending on when his birthday is, he could be either 51 or 52. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? No, I definitely feel what you were saying, Tommy. Like, because you ain't seen him in the spotlight in a minute. You ain't hear his name. He hasn't done any songs in a while. So when I saw the article, and saw how he looked, it was like, oh man, not Black. It's like him. And I remember either early this year, last year with Consequence, when I found out what he was going through. So how he looked.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, whoa, what is going on, man? These guys. And it's like, yo, it really got me thinking what Nori and Joe Budden was saying with the whole union for hip hop. Like, you got all these brothers out here. You see how every year they make the Forbes hip hop list, or so is a billionaire, and this, that, and the third, or got their money because they invested in this, that, and the third. And it's like, okay, what are y'all going to do with y'all? And I'm not saying that they not being, that they're not looking out for people with what they're doing with their money, but it is a thing where, as far as the whole hip hop community, like, yeah, I would like to see a union where, cats benefit from it, as far as different entertainers, from the culture, whether you're an MC, DJ, graffiti artist, breakdance, producer, whatever. However, you're involved within the music and within the culture, like, yeah, you know.
So how does this work? You know what I mean?
That I don't know.
This isn't something we really wanted to talk. We was really trying to talk about, but I've heard this kind of thrown out there a couple times, and I'm like, so how exactly would this work? Because it's not like, um, it's kind of like when you in the entertainment industry, you are an independent contractor, and you're trying to do your thing and create great music, but between record labels getting involved, um, marketing, whether you're on a label or you're like on an indie, label, or whether you just do have your whole shit together and you just do everything yourself. You got your own team, So it's like how does this work when we talking about a union for a non-standard kind of profession? You know what I mean? It's like you could have 10 rappers and they could all be completely different in kind of like their whole style, who they're trying to talk to, or who they're trying to attract, what their subject matter is, what their message is. And same thing with like produce. You got like your DJ dramas, then you got your Khaled's, then you got your Calvin Harris, then you got your what's my name? Not
I
Jason
wouldn't consider
Derulo.
Calvin Harris hip hop, but
No. I'm just saying. I'm putting him in terms of the production, on the production side.
he's more EDM. But EDM kind of has his hip hop.
He's well, all right. He was a bad example, but Mustard,
Okay.
Mike Will made it. You know what I mean? So all these dudes, they're kind of like at different points in their careers and different sounds and what they do with different people that they work with, and then labels and such, all of that. So it's just like how would that work? You know what I mean?
Isn't SAG a union?
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. Screen Actors Guild is a union.
If they found a way for actors and actresses, there can be a way for rappers, DJs, dancers, people like that. They just got to find a way to, to kind of get it together and make it work. You know what I'm saying? To put it together. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There has to be a way for it to, because it's not impossible. It's just really getting certain people together to kind of break it down and have the format for it. If you format it in a way where it works for people within the industry, then it can work, whether if you're indie or you're on a major label. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's possible. You just gotta work out how to do it. You know, but yeah, it's just an unfortunate thing when you hear about someone like Black Rob, how he's homeless and he's been dealing with strokes for the past 5 years and things of that nature. Like it's just a thing of like it makes you wonder like what have you been doing to keep yourself to try to keep yourself on track. What you've been doing with your health, excuse me, and like has anybody been there to try to help you out and try to support you as much as they can? You know what I mean? Because I've seen stuff like that with a personal friend of mine who, he's still living. He got his act together, but there was a point in time where he was on drugs bad and he was homeless for a while. But then he got his act together. You know what I'm saying? But it's just it just sucks when you hear stuff like this and
Well, look at it too. Also, like it's kind of like the same thing when you hear about like athletes who, you know they was getting paid at one point. 20 years ago they was making millions of dollars, and then you hear like that they broke.
One of the best documentaries ever. I'm trying to tell
right?
you. I'm trying to
30
tell
for
you.
30. And
That
they,
30 hit, boy.
and that money, man, that's the thing. You think it's coming forever, but like you're spending like 20,000 a night in the club.
Right. Going to, making it rain in the strip joint.
The strip club thing. You buy mad cars, mad clothes, buying the cribs.
All that is, it catches up. Yeah. You can't eat shrimp and lobster every day now. You gotta, scale it back some.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, some people can, but and one of the things, like I would listen to Jalen Rose. I would watch Jalen Jacoby, and he would talk about breaking down the situation when you go to the club and you're the guy that everybody knows, or you're the guy that's making the bread as an athlete. So, maybe like a $2,000, $3,000 night turns into like 20, 25,000 because you got to bring the entourage. Then, you buying bottles, and it's just mad people in your section drinking bottles. You don't even know these people.
Right.
You got to tip everybody, the bartenders, the bouncers, the waitresses, all of that. And yeah, before you know it, you don't spend $20,000 and you only had maybe like 2 drinks.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean? So,
actually, did you knew that about Master P?
What about Master P?
He mentioned about the hip hop union for struggling stars.
Did Master P mention it?
Yeah, he did.
I never.
What did he say?
Okay, he mentioned it. I want to say on a talk show. He was just talking about there needs to be some type of, like we just talked about a couple minutes ago about having a hip hop union to help out with struggling stars and things of that nature.
But that's not what the union. First of all, the purpose of the union is not to help out people that's struggling. The purpose of the union is to keep workers from being screwed by employers, right? So that's part one.
Well, my fault. Well, I didn't finish reading. Well, he said that it helps struggling stars and icons of the culture. So and that, I mean, what she said too, but definitely he said he mentioned about, I don't know where he mentioned this at, but yeah, I'm just reading this article.
He's like a hip hop. I don't know if union is the right thing for it. Maybe it's. I mean, that's still something that could be worked on, but it could just be like one of those.
Oh, he's on TMZ. He thought it was on TMZ.
Maybe it's like a fund, some kind of fund that folks who are able to can contribute to that fund, and the money can be managed by somebody that knows what the hell they're doing.
Right.
So that, it's not just being wasted and it's being invested and it can grow at the same time. And then when you hear about folks who were big in the culture and had made an impact that are having hard times or falling on hard times, you can have something where it's like, we got this fund set up, just apply or go through whatever, and we'll get you set up so you can kind of get on your feet, or, you know what I mean? Like something that can help, instead of people just saying like, damn, Diddy couldn't give him this? Damn, Hove couldn't do this? It's like.
Yeah.
Those gentlemen handled their business extraordinarily, right? So everybody's not going to be them. But, you know, like Redman, for instance, Redman has not had like a major commercial hit musically in a long time, I think. But he's still doing his thing. You know, he's still popular. He's still looking healthy, looking good, you know. Method Man, same thing, musically. But he's been doing stuff outside of music as well, getting bread. But yeah, it's on one hand, it's like you don't want to see anybody in a bad situation. And if you can do something to help or set up a safety net for folks in the industry, let's do it. But on the other hand, you gotta ask sometimes, like, well, damn, what happened?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
So
Sometimes you ask yourself, how did I get here?
now, you know, if you get sick in America, you know, you don't got the health insurance, or you might have health insurance, but you know, it just ain't gonna cover everything. You know, that's a quick way to go broke. Real quick. So, you know, he might have, you know, in Black Rob's case, he may have had, you know, just health issues over time, and, you know, might have just kind of burned through the funds that he had.
Yeah, man. That's why it's important, you know, financial literacy is important, and seeing the doctor and getting help and knowing what you have and how to, you know, remedy it helps as well.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
Or catch it before it becomes really a major, you know what I mean?
Affects you. Yeah, 100%, man. It's just, you know, like I said earlier, man, it sucks to hear about stuff like this, man. You know, when somebody that you've, you know, you've seen their talent and you've seen them perform and things
Yes.
like that. And, you know, you acknowledge it, you know, respect it and all that. And then once you hear about some unfortunate things happening to that person, it's like, sometimes it's like, not again. You know what I'm saying? Because you've heard this story before, or you've seen it happen before, you know, and it's like, dag, man, he got caught up on that, you know? You know what I'm saying? You know, when it was like, case in point with DMX side, it was like, we've heard about his drug use. You know, but I've heard Swiss say that he's doing fine and he's in the gym doing this, that, and the third. And then it's like you hear he ODs and it's like, dang it. And there might have been a time where he was clean. And then he just kind of got back into it. You know, you don't know unless you were there, you know. And it's just like, dang it. We're losing too many of our people from this mess, you know. And,
yeah.
It's crazy how we lost DMX and Black Rob. You know, 24 Hours to Live song.
They both was on that record.
Yeah.
24 left until my death.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cherish every moment if I take a last breath.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to Black Rob, and condolences to his family.
Yeah.
I don't wanna follow it with another bad news situation, but it happened, man. Rest in peace to Daunte Wright.
Right.
20-year-old man. Minnesota. Forgot the name of the areas.
I thought it was Brooklyn.
It was in Brooklyn Center.
Brooklyn Center, right?
Brooklyn Center, yeah.
He got pulled over for B. What did he get pulled over for?
For having an air freshener.
Outstanding warrant.
Huh?
Outstanding warrant, right?
Yeah, but he really got pulled over that day for the
air freshener. Was with
air
Air freshener thing, yeah.
That goddamn black ice.
Huh?
What's the deal with that? I didn't
ice,
understand that.
Oh, it's happening. It happened up here. You can't have nothing on your mirror. Like if it's like anything.
Not even like your tassel for graduation.
Right. I've seen that. I've seen masks.
Yeah.
On the thing, like
masks,
it's a law. It's a law here. They was like, you can't even you get pulled over for that.
Why?
I'll put it like this. That's
so
petty,
they think
man.
you it's messing up your concentrating, looking at while you're driving.
No, that's petty, man.
Yeah.
Like I put it like this. That law very well could have been on the books for like the last 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
If a police officer pulls you over for that shit, they just trying to fuck with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
It's the dumbest thing.
They are. It's yes, technically, yes, they can pull you over for it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But if they do, it's bullshit. They just trying to fuck with you and see if they
pull me over because my lights out. You know what I'm saying? Pull me over because I'm speeding.
Right.
Something that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Not because I got something on my what the fuck am I?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, yes, air freshener. And then they mentioned what? Did they ran his license and so he had an outstanding warrant, right?
He had
actually it was a warrant out for him for marijuana charges and
it was just marijuana.
Yeah, but what's messed up about it too, about that one is it happened a couple years ago. And the fine was like very, very
small.
Yeah.
Oh,
what was it like $200 or something?
Yeah. And then like and also too it was like crazy because like during the pandemic, like he couldn't it was a crazy situation where like he couldn't I think they was trying to clear it off, I think with his attorney or whatever, but he couldn't afford it or something like that. But then they kind of brought it back during the pandemic that he had these charges. So it's just crazy. So they were saying it was a warrant out for him over marijuana charges.
Wow.
Hmm.
And the lady was yelling out the officer's name is
Kim Potter.
Okay.
Yeah.
She yelled out taser, but it was a gun. Shot in the chest.
Well, did y'all look at the video?
A little bit of it. Yeah, I saw. Actually, I think I did saw the whole thing.
I think I saw a little bit of it, but I'm tired of watching shit like that. But
I
hate to hear stuff like this happen, but I think one day I'm going to watch them.
I watched the video. It legitimately sounds like she thought she had a taser, and when she shot him, she was like shocked that she shot him. Now, regardless of that, she shot him, and there needs to be she needs to be held accountable for that.
Yes,
straight up. Now, all the other stuff as well around this whole situation, like the escalation of it to the point where it was like, okay, they pulled him over. It looked like it was probably enough officers out there that it was like 2 police cars that pulled up, maybe 3. You know, as I was watching the video, I was just thinking like, this doesn't look. Well, first of all, I already knew it was going to be a bad situation because we knew what happened, but it just looked like the police did not do their job the way they should have. In several instances, several seconds, not several seconds, but several things happened that I think the police probably should have done before it even got to the point where he tried to get back in the car. You know what I mean? Shooting him is the most egregious of everything that happened. But yeah, it's just nonsense, man. It's just nonsense. Him, and then a 13-year-old boy was shot and killed.
Adam Toledo,
And where was that at, B?
Chicago.
That was in Chicago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, I haven't seen the footage of that situation.
When did that happen?
Happened back in March.
Okay.
Oh, that happened in March.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that happened just last week.
Yeah, I thought that was recent.
Oh, okay. So it's just getting the attention.
Yeah, the video came out. So.
It's like, yeah, come on, man.
Right.
Come on, man. And people want to say like, just don't resist. That's never resisting. Is like really? Matter of fact, the boy, I think he put his hands up and they still shot him.
He was cooperating.
Mm-hmm.
Daunte cooperated.
No, we're talking about Adam.
Oh, Adam. Oh, I'm sorry.
Adam cooperated. Daunte was cooperating and tried to make a break for it, I think. And that's when shit got out of hand.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think that's what happened. Yeah.
Something else that I've noticed, I don't think anybody else I've seen has mentioned this. It's not really a factor in all of this stuff because none of this should have happened in the first place. But Daunte's mom is white.
Yes.
And you know, I'm just curious to see how all of this plays out now that we see that the victim's mom is a white woman. You know what I mean? As far as like the legal proceedings and what the outcome of all of this is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, everything looks exactly the same as it does when this bullshit happens. You know what I mean? Press conferences, the show of support from other families who have lost somebody due to a police shooting that should not have happened. The only difference is there's a white woman standing in the middle of all of this at the podium. And then you got the other families. You got Benjamin Crump there, you know, the attorney. And
always
is a white lady standing there. And I'm just curious to see how this plays out. You know, curious to see how this plays out.
What do y'all think about what's going on with the Dirk Chauvin trial?
I reserve judgment until the verdict comes out.
Yeah, for real.
Everything I hear,
I respect that.
You know, everything I hear is that like, wow, this prosecution is putting on a great case. This is one of the better prosecution cases that I'm seeing in these sorts of trials.
Shout out to the witnesses, because a lot of the witnesses are on it. Like from what, you know, they're having a lot of specialists there and they're saying like, yeah, it shouldn't have been on the neck, this, that, and the third. There was one specialist, but he looked suspect to me. He more or less he agreed with what the officer did.
But was that a witness called by the defense? Because if it was, of course he's going to agree with what the officer did.
It might have been by the defense, but basically the dude, he was like a specialist on like a chokeout specialist, something like that. And I think he was like police, and he was saying like, yeah, but dude did what wrong, like he wasn't wrong or whatever. And I'm like, oh, all right. You know,
like what was he supposed to like tap out like this is fucking UFC or something. Oh wait, he can't because his hands is
it's
handcuffed. So, but anyway, yeah, I'm just reserving judgment.
No, I respect that.
Until the verdict, just because
closing arguments should be this week, right?
I believe so.
I think they're trying to wrap it up this week. So.
But yeah, just because historically it hasn't really mattered what kind of case or evidence or what have you. You know, these officers end up not getting prosecuted or getting found not guilty or whatever.
Yeah. But I do feel like if they say, if they let him go, it's going to be some stuff. It's going to be nasty. It's going to be real nasty.
Justifiably so. Justifiably so.
Man.
Yeah. Oh, and the officer that shot Daunte Wright was charged with 2nd-degree manslaughter, I believe.
Yeah.
Right. And how long was she an officer for?
26 years.
26 years. 26 years, you should know better. You should know the difference.
And she was training a rookie cop during that time of the arrest.
Yeah, that was a training.
Yeah.
Come on, yo.
She was there as a training officer for somebody new.
Yeah, she was training a rookie during that time.
So, man.
Hey, Tommy, playoff standing, man. Oh, sorry, wrong podcast.
And we're back.
Yeah, man. So, you know, man, all the craziness is happening. I mean, not just with Daunte Wright, Adam Toledo, and you still got the trial happening in regard to George Floyd murder. You had we had a mass shooting first in Minneapolis at the FedEx building. A former worker that was 19 years old shot up a bunch of people, and killed
8 people, I believe.
Yeah, killed.
And several more wounded, injured, sent to the hospital. There was supposedly a good guy with a gun there. And he went to the trunk, got his piece, tried to intervene. He got shot. He got killed, actually. And then you just told us before the pod, there was another joint today in Austin.
Yep.
So, yeah.
That was
it's about to be like, welcome to America. Get the strap.
I don't know, just enough. It's just numb. Just very exhausted. What's going on between? There's so much going on. What's crazy is that you know, the gun reform laws and all that, they definitely like between that, between the gun reform and the voting laws down south, just they don't even care. If you got a permit.
People in Congress have been shot.
Yeah, that's the thing. I thought that you released like with the whole what's her name, Gabrielle.
She got shot in the head.
Yeah, in the head. Yeah.
Years ago now.
Yeah.
But she got shot in the head by some dude. But I was also thinking about there was like some kind of like softball game, like friendly softball game kind of thing that was done between like some members of Congress and like they'll have like some aides and other folks involved. And some people got shot at that This was actually it happened before the game or the practice actually could start.
Practice,
so it was only like a handful of people.
yeah.
But somebody got, or maybe I think a couple people might have got shot at that. I'm
Mhm.
just like, yo, like, what the hell are y'all doing? Because it's not like it hasn't reached you
Mhm.
either. You know what I mean? In some capacity.
Yeah. Then the whole, you know, they was talking about it like, you know, with the gun laws. Actually, Chris, comic, CNN. What's his name? That's the, you know, he's the brother of
Cuomo.
your mayor.
Cuomo, yeah.
So he made a reference. He was talking about the police reform, and he was like, "Well, the police reform ain't going to change unless a white kid gets killed."
Mm.
And then he got some heat, and also it's like a mix. It's like got some heat, and people agree with him because, you know, it's kind of true. But you know, of course, the conservatives.
Chris is the cool white dude that gets invited to the cookout. You know what I mean?
But
His brother too, even though his brother's in some trouble right now, governor of New York,
yeah,
making some heat.
yeah,
And we'll see what happens with that, because you know there's sexual assault allegations and all that.
mhm.
But prior to all of this, Andrew Cuomo was that dude for real.
Mm.
Niggas press conferences was on point.
Yeah.
Anyway, though.
But he of course it got some heat from the conservatives. They didn't like that. And of course they got some mention about
I
what
don't
happened.
think they really cared.
Yeah.
I think this was theater.
And then the whole, you know, with gun reform, you would think like you would thought that something would have been changed after what happened with Sandy Hook, but
No. Well, yes, at the time, yes.
yeah. And
But since then, there's been several more mass shootings.
Yeah, since then.
Nothing like targeting children
of
that age, you know. But
that wasn't any talk. It was just well, he was the son of wasn't he the son of the teacher or something up there?
Yes.
And he just like went off, and yeah. And of course, you know, kids was there, and that's sad, and you know, definitely they had no involvement whatsoever into what he was, you know, his intention was. It was crazy.
You don't get the
Yeah,
babies and stuff.
that definitely changed everything, especially
that's the future right there, man. You know what I mean? You don't get the babies involved like that, yo.
Yeah.
It's messed up. Even when you just hear stuff, like how a child was like accidentally shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like, damn, yo. You hear how old how young they were.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
And you hear like school shootings ever since Columbine. It's like,
hey, yo, you know, that happened. We were still in high school when Columbine.
Yeah, 99. That happened at 99.
Yeah.
Over 20 years later.
Yeah.
And that was crazy back then for that to happen. You know what I mean? Like there was
I've ever heard of one.
There was no like, we just so desensitized to it. Like that shit was wild back then.
Yeah.
Fast forward now, it's just more shootings. You know what I mean? There's, you know, more school shootings, more mass shootings in general.
Yeah, so once like with the whole Sandy Hook, you would thought that like Congress be like, all right, man, we gotta do something with these gun laws. But no, I mean, I know they said that Obama did. He did. Everybody's saying like, well, Obama didn't do nothing, but he did do something. But the, you know, GOP was, you know, running the Senate, and of course, everything that Obama wanted to do, they was like, oh hell no, we ain't trying to let this happen. That's why it was a huge fight with the whole healthcare situation. So it's like, yo,
Did Joe Biden do something recently?
yeah, he the troops. He's
No. I mean, pertaining to like gun laws.
oh I don't know. I don't think so. Not that I know of.
I saw that he's bringing the troops home from Afghanistan.
Mm.
All of them.
I ain't hear nothing about that. You know, anything with gun laws.
Uh,
But he's definitely gonna make it nuts between either tonight or tomorrow.
about what?
Gun laws.
Is he?
I won't be surprised he will since we
Oh,
know
you won't be surprised. Oh, okay. I thought you was like he's planning. It's on the schedule.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You know what I mean?
I won't be surprised.
Get your popcorn, nigga.
No, I don't know his. I'm not the PR. I'm not the
gun talk.
But yeah, but rest. But condolences, rest in peace, and you just stop with the craziness.
Stop it. Period, yo. I don't care what race you are. Just stop it, yo.
Yeah.
Just stop it. We need less. We need less of the BS, man, and more love and more peace. I hate to sound like a hippie, but it's facts. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Yeah.
Can
we get another Verzuz with the Isleys and Earth, Wind, and Fire again? Let's make everybody feel good.
But not even the Verzuz coming up. Shout out to all the weed heads out there. 420. It's going down.
Tommy throws it up at the Mr. Showdown with no regard for human life.
Wow.
Amazing.
Oh, we're looking at putting each other like, yeah, you saw that? My dick. Let's go. Word up. That was the Kobe Shaq joint.
Nice. So, with that Verzuz, you said.
Yes, sir. Method Man versus Redman. Clifford Smith versus Reggie Noble. Iron Lung versus Funk Dr. Spock. Know what I'm saying? Wu-Tang versus Def Squad. We already know. You know what I mean? I personally, we said this a couple episodes ago, like, this shouldn't be a versus.
Mm-hmm.
Because these brothers are brothers for real. You know what I mean? And Blunt brothers. And it's like, if anything,
that should be an animated series.
Blunt on Adult Swim or something like that, or Netflix. That'd be dope. That'd be dope. Mm. See, Tommy got the Lincoln Bill brain going right now.
Blunt brothers.
You know. Go ahead and pitch that to them, man. That'd be fire. I'll watch it. But yeah, man. Meth versus Redman for the weed heads, 420. Man. Even though we didn't want this to happen between these two, it's still a thing of the music. Their catalog. These brothers got classics. They got classic hits and classic albums. Because Redman low-key had a run from when he first came out in 91, 92 up until about 2001. And that's including the stuff he did with Meth and the stuff that he's done with Def Squad. You know what I'm saying? And he got a hit record with Christina Aguilera. So you got that, and then you got right, and then you got Meth. And with Meth, it was like the real hip hop hits. Respected his artistry and his lyrical prowess, and at the same time, the ladies loved him. You feel me? So he got a fan base out there, and he got hits, and it's like, man, It's going to be a kind of like what Tommy said. Get your popcorn ready, or it's on a Tuesday, so get your tacos ready. You know what I'm saying?
Davis McLean for you power fans who are too young to have seen Meth in the heyday. You know what I'm saying? You'll see how one of the members of the Wu gets down.
Word up. You know.
Can we get an I Need Money sighting?
Word. There's definitely gonna be some. I want to see Eric Sermon up in that joint. I want to see Keith Murray in the joint. Couple of Klansmen from the Wu up in that joint.
And you know Mary gonna be there.
Who?
Mary
J.
That would be fire. That would be fire.
Oh, yes.
That would be amazing. I hope DJ Scratch is there to kind of open it up and DJ, because he did his thing for the D'Angelo joint and they was there for
I think he is, because I saw Redman posted a video yesterday. They was rehearsing and DJ Scratch is involved.
That might be his Well, no, he usually have the Twins as his DJ or Rockwilder, one or the other. But yeah, man. I'm still going to check it out. I'm still going to watch it. You know what I mean? What y'all think about it? What songs are y'all looking forward from each artist?
Hold on, can we first acknowledge the bars that B dropped with the Mary J?
Oh.
I thought you was like talking about weed.
No,
for
he
the
was talking
occasion.
about Mary J.
I did not realize you was really talking about Mary J. Blige. And I was like,
it's a low key double entendre.
Well, good for you on the double entre, because I was like, I was talking about Mary J, but yeah.
Don't even ask me how.
Well, shout out to yourself, Tommy, the other B, but your name's Tommy. Shout out to Tommy on the. Yeah, he had, I was talking about Mary J, and then you thought about weed, and we just added it all together. Good job. I was just.
Thanks.
Regardless, both marriages is coming through.
Thanks, man. So.
I mean, we talked about this before, but we was like, I mean, y'all, I know somebody was like, yeah, what's the point? But it's like, I mean, same thing with the Ghost and Ray. What's the point? But still, you still watch it. It was still entertaining, and of course, their camaraderie, the same as Red and Meth. So it's like, yeah. So it's gonna be fun to watch, and definitely too, like Tom, I know we talked about this last couple episodes ago about how it's gonna be put together. To me, I think Redman has a great solo, as far as his solo albums. Like his song, he got more like hits compared to Meth, and they both neck to neck on their guest features, in my opinion. And of course, like you said, they can slide in their verses that they did. Like Meth can slide on his verses that he did on the Wu joints, and then Red can do his on the Death Squad. So it's like it works. It works.
And they have 2 albums together.
Yeah, and they had albums together. You know what I'm saying? So then, of course,
Blackout too.
Yeah, and they're gonna, of course, they're gonna be collaborating on that. So it's like,
oh yeah. I do think that if I had to choose a winner, if I had to choose based off of catalog, honestly, I'm going with Redman. I think he's kind of the underdog.
Mm-hmm.
Because Meth is kind of out there, and I think certain people might know more of his stuff than what Redman does. But Redman it's one of those things like once they start playing the joints, and you get to thinking, you're like, yo, Redman got some bangers.
Yeah.
And he has multiple classic from his first album to maybe That's the Name, you talk
Yeah.
about 4 out back-to-back classics.
Yeah, and they all went platinum. So it's like, and us too, if you're like a straight up hip hop head, you know.
Yeah.
Like for real, you will know, like for real.
Ain't no mystery.
And that Pusha T voice, if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, so you
Tell me
can't.
what you think.
So I'm going with Redman as well, but I'm coming with it from a completely different angle.
Let's hear it.
This is set up, I believe, for Redman to win, strictly off the strength that while they are both smokers,
yeah,
as far as good tracks to smoke to and good verses to smoke to, I'm giving Redman the advantage.
He's saying off of a weed head's perspective.
It's 420.
I smoked some good shit to that Doc's name now. I'm trying to tell you.
It's 420.
When that Superman level 4 came out, Nick,
the smokers are gonna be tuned in. You know what I'm saying? And I think that I definitely think Red has the better catalog to fit the occasion.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm also gonna include in that, I'm gonna say it's a wash, I'm gonna say it's even on any of their tracks from Blackout or Blackout 2.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that's a wash. I'm gonna say there's certain joints that they're probably just gonna do, you know what I mean, that might have one of them or both of them on, like for instance the 4-3-2-1 joint with LL where it was
they gotta let that ride. They gotta let X verse ride on that.
Exactly.
They gotta let X verse ride on that one.
Exactly.
You got to.
You know it would be tough if they actually had LL in there too. That would be hard. But you know, LL, Red, Meth, Cannabis.
You could just have Cannabis in there because, mind you, Redman got 2 joints for Cannabis because they did a joint with the Lost Boys. Remember?
That's
they
true.
did a joint off the Lost Boys album where it was like A+. Remember A+?
Yeah.
That's true.
A+, Cannabis, and the Lost Boys, and Cannabis had the last verse, and he fucking smoked it. So, and then, like you said, you got 4-3-2-1 when he's on there. So it's like it'd be dope if they kind of mess around and did the whole thing, like have X do X part, and then Cannabis coming. I'm the illest nigga alive. Watch me prove it. I snatched the crib with your head still attached to it. You know, one of the hardest balls I ever heard in my life. But yeah.
Like, yo, how many rhymes you got?
Beating live niggas to death, beat dead niggas to life. You know?
And I know where to run to. Well, not fun. All right. So
niggas going down having a lyrical memory lane situation. I love it though.
I'm also gonna include, there was a moment in Meth's life and career where he actually was putting the weed down. If you remember that album that was like 421, I think is what it was called.
Yeah.
The day after.
Yes. That was a good album. I liked it.
Good album. I've never heard that album. But just the title signified that it was a new day, and he was kind of stepping away and for whatever reasons, probably good reasons. I can't say that I recall that happening with Red in his career.
Well, for a while, you haven't seen Redman in a while. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true.
So you don't know what he did, but the brother's in good shape. I'll say that.
I see the nigga on YouTube all over the
I've
goddamn.
seen his kids. You see him on
He
YouTube.
training, yep, training
Yeah.
boxing with the hands, yeah.
Yeah, you know, we seen him doing it with his kids. So
Yeah.
you know, it might have been a time where they probably did, you know, put it down and probably don't smoke as much as they used to or whatever. But you know,
Well, I will hope so. You know what I mean?
oh yeah, for sure.
But and then when we actually went to go see Wu live,
I was telling somebody about that too. Because I tell people, I'm gonna cut you off, but I got to give you your props on this. You came through in the clutch. You was Jordan that night, boy. When Shorty said the prices of them tickets,
oh yeah, y'all niggas.
we was like, what? $75 just for the stand? He was like, now how much for the seats? It was like 120. Craig was like, shout out to Craig. He was like, I'm bowing out on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking, and you was like, wait, you said 120? When's the concert? November? This was April of 2017, whatever. He was like, he looked at us and was like, y'all niggas, you pulled out the black card, was like, y'all niggas got to November. And we was like, yeah. Like we went to chip that night, boy. We was doing the joy when he hit the shot against Cleveland.
Tommy got a job, y'all. He got that money.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know what the job is. He got that money. He got that car.
Yeah, man. I was serious about them tickets too, because it's been so many times that I have not going to see certain groups that I wanted to see because I was waiting for, you know, whoever I was going to go with or whatever, you know, get tickets together, whatever. And shit was just fall through when people were BS or people ain't had a money or whatever. So I was just like, fuck it. And we was there already. So it was like, right after the show? Bet.
Yeah. That's dope, yo. And it's crazy because you used to do that back in the day for certain events. Like I think
did they do that at wrestling events?
Excuse me?
At wrestling events?
Yes, that was about to say. A buddy of mine was like a big wrestling fan. He said like when you will go to a wrestling show, they will let you know when the next time they're coming back into town. Yep. And during intermission or when the joint was over with, you could go buy tickets for the next time. And they stopped it for a while. Then a few years back, like in the 2010s, the times when I went to wrestling events, they brought it up when you were there. So whenever they had, say they had Raw at the arena, they will let you know when the next time they were coming back in town. And it might have been for like a pay-per-view, like a TLC. And you're like, oh, word, all right, bet. You get the tickets right there, and you're good to go. You know, so yeah, that is one thing, and that's dope because that beats out the fees. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas online,
a little bit. That's true though. Actually, it does. Yeah. It does.
Yeah, it does.
At that time.
Yeah.
Oh well, I'm just thinking about it from a wrestling standpoint, but no, yeah, that does. You still pay tax, but you don't have
tax, of course. Yeah,
you know, you don't have them fees.
Yeah, you're not paying the convenience fee and the stadium fee and the whatever fee.
The raping you fee and the raping you part two fee. And
that's what they. You know what I'm
fuck
saying?
You, what you thought? Fuck your budget, nigga. He's like, oh, bet. All right, the tickets is like $48.75. Cool. That's like $50 a pop. Well, maybe add tax. That's like maybe $110. Bet. By the time you finish fucking with Ticketmaster, you done spent like $150.
It's gone. Them two tickets
$150.
that you said was maybe 110 is now a pair of Jordans. 200. But I was trying to get the threes that come out on Saturday. All right, fine.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, but this Tuesday versus Meth versus Redman. You know, you a real one. You a real hip hop head. Can't even talk. Hip hop head. Come through, check it out. You know, have a good time. And if you smoke, you know what to do.
I'm looking at everybody on that Verzuz as a smoker. If you tune into that Verzuz, I'm going to look at you like you at one point in life, or maybe currently, are partakers of,
or at least edibles. Can you give them edibles?
Of the plant. Yes.
Okay.
In one form or another, you know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's a new world out here with this shit now.
Yeah. I mean, I never thought I'd see the day where weed is legal. Yeah. You know, but once you actually do your research on it and all that, you're like, yeah, this isn't that bad. And then it's so, that whole thing about it being a gateway drug is BS.
I agree. There's, you know, if you're taking hard drugs like that, really like that, like if you're taking meth or you taking heroin or cocaine, it's probably a high chance that you've tried weed at some point. But I don't look at it as a gateway drug.
Yeah.
Unless you're like super young when you start smoking. And you know what I mean? Like you got some real issues going on in life and shit. Then yeah, I can see that. But if you're having a rough life, in certain circumstances, you might end up going that way anyway.
Crazy.
So yeah, I definitely got Red. If I had to pick somebody, I got Redman winning it. But in general, I'll look at it like a Ray and Ghost situation.
It's just an overall good time.
Exactly. And it's going to be on a Tuesday night. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, Cass is going to have to go to bed. Cass is going to have to get up and go to work or, you know, or work from home, whatever. I don't see, honestly, I'd be surprised at like, if this joint got like, then again, man, it's 420. And who's on Instagram mostly at that time of night? Young niggas and smokers. So I was gonna say like 100,000, but now I say like 300,000. Not including the, and I'm just talking about like if you're looking at the Instagram feed. But I think you can watch it live on YouTube too. But
I know like different like YouTube channels will have them live to watch it, kind of like a watch party kind of thing.
Okay.
But I didn't know.
Well, that's the same thing, right?
YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't know if
but
it's.
I'm thinking you mean like Verzuz work to deal with YouTube to
also. Oh no. Honestly, I don't know exactly how, but I know it's set up somehow for people to do it because you know that's how a lot of people watch the Isley, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Right.
So yeah,
you know, so we was talking about Meth and Red. You know, they were also in movies. You know, the How High joint. You know, Meth been in his share of movies lately for the past That's a little thing, you know. But acting also on Power. Wright Man has done his thing on a couple joints. You know, and they're masters at what they do, master craftsmen in hip hop. And you know, when it comes to urban music, you know, there's different styles of urban music, and you could say house music is up there, and one form of house music is Baltimore club music. Um, Brianna mentioned this documentary, I want to say last episode, called Dark City Beneath the Beat. It premiered on Netflix last Thursday. Um, you know, I remember hearing about the documentary uh, maybe last year, something like that, and I was excited because the world needs to know about Baltimore club music. I think it's a dope party music. You know, um, I've always had good times whenever it came on at a party, and you know, even like driving around playing it, it was just a dope time. Made the ride more fun. You know, um, so I checked it out, and I gotta say, man, artistically, from you know, from an artistic standpoint, visual standpoint, it's dope. It's really good. And it's like it seemed like it's a mixture of like half documentary, half multiple music videos. Um, and um, no, shout out to TG the artist, man. She really did a thing, and I'm rooting for her, man. And I'm gonna try to like support and listen to her music because I don't know a lot of like artists from this area like that. I know a couple, but you know, but it was dope to see that she doing her thing not only here but also in LA and bringing that type of vibe, you know, that type of music over to LA. Um, I think personally, my personal, I'll say the downside to it, or certain things I wish it kind of did more, was they added more. They had some legend. I didn't know Scotty B was white. Let me be real. So when they showed him, I was surprised. But I wanted them to actually, and they brought up K Swift, but I would have loved to see footage of K Swift or videos of her doing her thing. They did mention Miss Tony, but they didn't play her music. And I wish they would have played some Miss Tony not long after they talked about her. Um, and talk to certain people of how they kind of came up with certain. I really do wish they had Raw Lee in that, because Raw Lee was he was cranking them joints out, man. He was. So I felt like he was definitely missing. But there was stuff in there that I didn't know about, the Club Queen competitions and the Club King competitions. Like, you don't hear about that type of stuff on the radio. I don't hear people talking about them. But I would have went, you know, just to check it out and support it. You know what I'm saying? Um, but other than that, it was a good time. I enjoyed it, man. You know, I really did. Thought the dancing was dope. The music. I hope I hear newer Baltimore club music from this. After this comes out, I hope it inspires, you know, some people in the area to make some club music or whatever. So yeah. Uh, so I wanted to know what, I don't know if you watched it, Tommy, but Breonna wanted to, you know, hear more of what you thought of it. I felt like we could talk about it more in detail.
Pretty much, it was yeah, I agree with everything that you said. I need to watch it again because it's like the last time I saw it was last
It
summer.
was a year ago when you watched it.
Huh?
So it was a year ago when you watched it.
Yeah, I was one. Yeah, because you know,
I know it's
I
been
at
out that
a
long.
film festival, a virtual film festival, Black Star Film Festival in Philly, back in August.
And they did mention DJ Black Star. Shout out to him.
Yeah, so I saw it at the Black Star Film Festival in back in August, and Yeah, I enjoyed it, but it was like you can only watch it at one time. So it was like I wanted to watch it again, but you couldn't. So it was like but yeah. So when I was curious to know like how like if it was gonna be in the theaters, or I was glad that I was glad and also surprised that Netflix got him. So yeah. So when I haven't watched it again, but like I just watched like certain clips and then like been following their IG page, Dark City, and I did mention it on my on my IG page. Shout them out. And TT the artist, she did give me a prayer emoji.
Three hands. That's
Yeah,
dope.
she commented. So and same thing with is it the dancer or the DJ? I forgot his name. Um, TSU Flash. Yeah, he hit me. I think he commented too. He was on the doc. I think he's either the DJ or one of the dancers. But yeah, so it was I thought it was definitely a great well put together, very creative how they they
Very
showcase
stylish. Yeah.
uh, yeah, they
Very
showcase
stylish.
the history and also to the artists. And like you said, I do wish they mentioned more about Rod Lee, Reggie Reg, and Casey.
Yes, definitely Resurrect. Yeah.
And
I would love for them to talk about Hammerjacks because they showed the docs, but
yeah, they should have died.
Hammerjacks
Yeah,
is popping too, you know.
and also he also plays a big factor in the club music. French Ski, man.
Oh, for sure.
Two hype bros and a dog. That is like the
Juju
most.
Brown? Come on
That's the
now.
most. That's like the most '90s name ever. Hip hop name.
Come on,
Two hype
yo.
brothers and a dog.
You know what I'm saying? Brown, brand new brother in town.
Yeah,
Yeah, boy.
yeah,
Dope sound.
yeah. So it'd be cool if they did that. But I mean, all in all, I thought they still did a good job. And like, yeah, I didn't know about the battles. Um,
Word.
and also too, they did a good job, and also too showing the social aspect of thought. It was like what
Yeah, they did talk about Freddie Gray. Yeah.
Freddie Gray, and also too about the reputation, our notorious negative reputation as far as the violence and everything, and definitely did a good job on exploring that, and also to showcasing it creatively through dance and song. But yeah, shout out to TT the artist though. Even though it's crazy. She's not even from Baltimore. She's from
She's from Florida, she said, right?
yeah, Florida. And then like then but she became known as an artist in Baltimore and started with the club music and putting that in her music. And then all of a sudden now she living in LA now.
Doing the thing.
And yeah, they mentioned that in the documentary too, and how she's trying to make club music nationwide, all over. And she's definitely, I mean, they're definitely doing it now since with Netflix, showing the film. And what's them called? They're doing a good job too. I noticed Netflix promoting, plug on the IG and all that, and shouting them out. So it's definitely it was well put together. I was it was definitely a great love letter to be more and to club music, and just very uplifting, very inspiring how they did it. But yeah, shout out to DDM, shout out to
Yeah, yes.
Easy Jackson, um, a couple of people, but yeah, definitely it was a nice look. It was a great look. Um,
I want them to it'd be dope if the soundtrack is out. Like it's an actual
actually,
I would
Issa
so
Rae, she has her own personal
playlist.
radio station on Apple Music, and like they did like I heard there's a song like I think one of the songs that was on the film they put out a video for it.
Okay.
Yeah, just to promote the movie.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, man, it was great. I'm definitely glad that they definitely it was a nice showcase just for Baltimore and just club music in general.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
also too, I did like how they, you know, got to give them a shout out to the LGBTQ community, and they definitely, you know,
shout outs to them.
Definitely explore that in the film.
Yes.
Because, you know, electronic and club music, they definitely, you know, it's a big thing in that.
I consider club electronic, house music.
Huh?
I consider club music, house music, EDM.
No, I'm talking about just general, like just the like electronic music in general, like they
just that scene.
It's big in that scene for that community. House,
Mm-hmm.
club, any electronic like feel, like it just definitely plays a big, you know, very, very big in that community.
For sure.
But it was very good to see. I guess I haven't seen it since last summer, but I said I was gonna watch it over the weekend, but I haven't. But I'll probably watch it later tonight.
There you go. Yeah, man. I've always thought this, but I want to see more talent from here get put on. You know, because I saw some amazing dancers in that, man. And like you said, some of the artists that we mentioned, you know, pick them up. I want to see them continue to do their thing and shine off of this. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, all right, we got a couple cats out here. I mean, my man JPEG Mafia, he doing his thing. He got a buzz going on. He's talented. You know what I mean? You know, we had a conversation and I brought up Jay Grams. He's a super dope MC. You know, and a couple times, you know, the last couple concerts we went to early last year before the pandemic hit, we saw some cats that were dope, man. You know, Ill Conscious was dope.
Ill Conscious, shout out to Ill Conscious. Sun Zulu. He's a rapper. He was part of the group. What was that group?
Brownfish?
It was a rap duo. It was him and the other cat. Crap. I was gonna say Greenspan, but no, Greenspan was another artist.
Greenspan is his own guy, yeah. But shout out to him though.
Yeah.
He's dope.
Yeah, and it's crazy how, like, especially for Baltimore artists, especially those that try to like blend the club music, like you had, you know, what's that dude's name?
I forgot his name. Got the diamonds on my neck. Got Patron.
I know we talked about this last time. I was confused. I made a mistake. I wasn't talking about him. I was talking about what was that one? The young kid that K Swift managed. Jigga
Yeah. He's from Jersey originally.
Yeah. But and then, you know, we had probably like, you know, the Boss Man, Molly Man.
Word. We had them.
Tim Trees, man.
Yeah.
Tim Trees.
Bankrolls. You could get half of my dough. You ain't dough. I got a bad 600.
I don't care what nobody. Yo, 92Q. I haven't heard 92Q in a minute, but I know they still like.
Let me tell people something, man. Y'all ever come to Baltimore to a party, or you listening to our radio station, 92Q specifically, during like a weekend, like a Memorial Day weekend, and they do the mixes, you are going to hear the Bankrolls beat being blended with someone else's vocals.
It can be the
like if you just hear the acapella, it could be any song. They could play the WAP acapella, and all of a sudden you hear dum 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 dum. You know, you hear it, you're like, this don't go together.
Sure didn't, but
they will fucking play We Are the World. Doom, 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 doom. Like, no! What are you doing?
We are the children. We are like, what? Like, what? Okay.
We are the bankrolls. Like, no.
Never would have made it from Marvin Sapp would be playing.
Yes, they would. They would have bankrolled in that collection plate, brother. You know
Any
what?
song, just to put any song in there. Shake it off, dude. Anything. I got my hand down on the altar road, dude.
Gonna ride till I can't no more.
Anything, people, anything.
Anything. I'm trying to tell you.
Anything.
Elevado. Anything.
Oh,
anything.
man.
Put a bankroll beat.
Sometimes I feel like I don't have a partner. Sometimes I feel like my only friend is the doom doom doom.
Keep going.
City I live.
Just keep it going.
Word, man. But yeah, y'all check out Dark City Beneath the Beat.
Yeah, definitely check it out.
The TT, the artist, and everyone that participated and had a hand in that amazing documentary. Another amazing documentary is The Last Blockbuster, which talks about literally the last blockbuster on Earth in Bend, Oregon, and how it became a phenomenon, and people have traveled far and wide just to visit this joint and rent videos. And I remember just watching it and just kind of reminiscing and thinking like, man, that was some good times, man. And now it's been replaced with, you know, either Redbox, certain people still Redbox, and streaming. And, you know, just wanted to ask y'all, man, like, what were some good times for y'all renting out of like a Blockbuster or even a Hollywood Video? And like, were there like some joints that you rented where you was like, oh man, why didn't I see this in theaters? Or felt like you slept on when you saw it on video?
For the last part, you said, well, like, hey, well, I ain't seen it in theaters. Trying to recall. I think most of them it was just movies that was out and it was just looking forward to seeing on video. But trying to think, trying to recall. I think it was a film that was like that I didn't know about, but I think it like it was some. I think it was like one of those low like it wasn't playing in the theaters. It was like went straight to video. It was those type of films. It was like that's when they first started like those straight to video ones. It wasn't like those ones that it's gonna come out in the movie theaters.
Yeah, got you. Yeah,
and it was crazy because they had some like a big star, and I'm like, wait a minute, why is that?
Yeah.
Like, okay,
that still happens now. Like with the Red Box, there's been quite a few times I've seen a lot of Bruce Willis joints in the Red Box. I'm like,
I swear, yeah. It was between him and Nicolas Cage. I'm like, damn, son, what the?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think what I enjoyed the most really was I think when they were doing the video games, and I was like, yo, I can't afford this in Toys R Us, but can I play this game?
Word. Like one of my best friends, Rashad, shout out to him. He put me on to renting video games. I never knew you could. And after that, it was like, well, that's dope, because before you, like, if you had any doubts or was curious about a game, you could just rent it.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you really liked it, then, you know, you either save up and cop it, or if you knew Christmas or your birthday was coming, you asked for that joint or whatever. You know what I mean? So yeah, man.
I would say the games myself was big. Used to kill the Sega Genesis joints. Rented plenty wrestling games. I think I rented like the was it SummerSlam or WrestleMania? One of them joints on Sega Genesis. And then this is later on, we getting into the 2000, early 2000s range. My man in college hooked up my Xbox where like had a hard drive put in that joint, like a bigger hard drive put in that joint, had like some kind of chip, and they basically was able to burn games, copy games to the hard drive on the Xbox. So I would just rent the joint from wherever. Blockbuster or Hollywood Video had come along by that point, and just copy the game. I had the game.
Wow.
And that was great.
Word. Especially for a college student. Yes.
Oh my goodness. It was amazing. But what was it? Xbox, I think Xbox 360 came out not that long after he hooked all that up for me. So, I had like maybe like 2 good years where they were still coming out with like consistent Xbox stuff. I had to make the switch to Xbox. I was a PlayStation dude, but when he told me he could do this, I said, all right, let's fuck with the Xbox and see what's up. So it was a good run. But yeah, one of the games that I remember that we have rented that I was surprised that was like a dope game was Kid Chameleon on Sega Genesis.
I vaguely remember that title.
Just fun game experience, you know what I mean? And matter of fact, I think I might even have that joint on PlayStation now, PS4. Or like the Sega Genesis Classics, like PS4, you know what I mean? So Streets of Rage 1, 2, and 3. Streets of Rage 4 is out. It's not on it, but that's something else I got to get on. Anyway, yeah, that's I recall when it came to renting movies, man, it was like you just had to walk the whole store before you figure out, all right, I'm gonna go with these three, you know what I mean, or these
Don't
two,
let it be
whatever.
a date night.
Like you literally walk the whole store. Oh, look at what they got. Okay. Oh, I saw that before though. Oh, okay. I don't want to see this. You really? You really want to see this? You know what I mean?
I'll tell you one thing about Blockbuster was the cutouts for the posters.
Mm-hmm.
They came out of nowhere. Like I swear to you, not like there was a couple times it scared the crap out of you. Like they be putting in like in corners or like they can put it like in between the aisles. It just caught you off guard. Like it is what it is. Like I remember one time I was at the one up there on East on Pioneer Parkway back in the day. Yeah.
She had to be there.
Center. It's where the Home Depot used to be. It's now Home Depot.
Yeah.
Oh wow, this had to be way back in the day.
Yeah, that's way back.
Home Depot been around for years.
Actually, that was the first Blockbusters I went to before it came to over my side. So like
Blockbuster was a treat back then.
Yeah.
Amen, brother.
Yeah. So like the cutouts. I remember one time they had like it was what was it? It was some horror flick about this shorty that she died and she became a zombie. I forgot the name of the movie. It was like prom night or something, and she It's like
It might have been called Prom Night. Yeah, because I think there's a horror
no,
movie.
it wasn't Prom Night. It was no, it wasn't Prom Night. It was
Rosemary's Baby.
nah.
Christine.
I forgot. Anyway, but it was old, like back in the 80s horror flick. I forgot the name. It was like the shorty, like the poster. It was shorty. It was like her coffin, or she was in the locker, and she was like she had on the prom dress, and she looked all like evilish. And it was like the way they had it cut out. It was like right there, in the end corner. I was like, damn. And I remember one time, I remember the movie Unforgiven, Clint Eastwood joint.
Yes.
Yeah. So the poster of that was like the back of Clint Eastwood, and he has the gun in the back. And it was like, I don't know what the heck they did with the poster. They tried to make him seem like he was like built. It was like you just saw like this. Like it was like definitely a scary.
You're just looking up like,
oh yeah, for real.
Like, yo, what the fuck?
And then I remember All Dogs Go to Heaven. I know, I'll take it back. Anyway,
damn.
So like All Dogs Go to Heaven, they had a cutout, right? For the video stores, and like it was like they had like, the main character Charlie and the girl, and they hugged, and it was like for some strange reason they had like the other characters all around, and it was crazy how they did the cutout. I'm like, damn, how they did this? And I remember they did it a couple of times in Blockbuster where it was like you saw the halo. I'm like, all right, where's the people at? And there was something that, like, I think it was like like in the movies where like they had those like cutouts where if you want to sit in the thing or take a picture.
Yeah.
It was something like that. It was like, okay, where the characters? And all of a sudden I see them on the other side, and had all of them. I was like, okay, that was weird. But it was funny how they had the cutouts in certain places. Like it was one time they had it like in the middle of the shows, like near the end corners. I was like, yo, what's going on? Then the other thing I enjoy about Blockbuster too was when it was time to leave, they had that one poster of they like it can be like an upcoming like it coming soon the video one, like they had that. They always did that.
Yeah.
They had like the poster of what's coming soon. They had like the dates, the dates also too of when such and such is coming out. I remember that one time when I know we talked about this before, Vanilla Ice's Coolest Ice movie. The movie came out like 2 weeks, 2 weeks ago. Like 2 weeks after the release, it went straight to like it was so bad it went straight to video that like 2 weeks later, and they had the poster for it already.
It was glitter before glitter, or whatever the hell that
movie. Yeah. But yeah.
For me, it was two things for me. One, yes, the games. Second thing, it introduced me to a lot of like some old school cartoons that I didn't know about. Like I didn't know about the old school Spider-Man. Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. That joint, the Iron Man joint, and it might have been one other cartoon, and a lot of anime. Video stores introduced me to some anime and certain movies that I heard about but didn't see, or that were like older, or joints that they weren't on my radar because I was a kid, but once I actually watched them, they were like, oh, okay, this was good. You know what I'm saying? So I would just do it off, just based off of those type of joints was how I really enjoyed it. And I think for a good while, every Christmas, like Christmas Eve, actually, we would go to Blockbuster and rent movies. Right before the holiday, and then watch some of them, then the next day watch a couple more, finish watching whatever you watched the night before, and go from there. So it was always like a good time, something to do occasionally. And I knew people like that would rent the movies and then on a VHS, then copy them on another VHS tape, and they would have like 3 movies on one VHS tape. I know people that had libraries like that, and I think as time went on, like Tommy said, I know some people that knew how to run them and put them on whatever else, how to kind of copy them or whatever. So, yeah. It's just overall it's a dope experience, and they did show people that were like, the younger generation that walked in and didn't know what it was, like never heard of a Blockbuster a day in their life. You know what I'm saying? And it was just one of those things that was just a past. So, but yeah, shout out to the last Blockbuster in Bend, Oregon, and to everyone that has rented movies and that are movie watchers like that, because we darn sure are. You know what I'm saying? And while we're on the subject of movies, I know you got to go in a little bit, Breon, but I came across the article, um, and pretty much the headline is movie theater analysts see strong box office rebound in 2022, uptick in 2023 as consumer poll shows COVID-19 concerns dissipating. Um, so after another solid weekend at the box office, several Wall Street analysts have issued upbeat outlooks on the exhibition sector, calling for a robust movie-going rebound from COVID-19 in 2022. This is off a deadline, by the way. One of the analysts, Eric Handler at MKM Partners, released findings from a survey. His firm did 1,000 moviegoers across the U.S. People who said they went to at least one movie a year before COVID were polled between March 31st to April 4th, asked if they plan to return to a movie theater in the near future. 57% said yes, 14% said no, and 29% said not sure. The timing of when exactly they will go back depends on variables like the vaccine rollout. About 46% indicated a return in the next 3 months, but over 6 months, the number rose to 72%. That pattern, Handler wrote, set the industry up well as it looks ahead to 2022. I'll probably read a little bit more, but I wanted to get your take, Breon, since you got to leave in a little bit, of like what you think.
Actually, keep going, because she
okay.
have more time.
Okay.
But, I don't know. I know we talked about this before about the movie theaters and how they we talk about a lot. So I don't know. I mean, I guess it's cool. Just I don't know. It's like it's mixed because like yeah, it's good that trying to get business moving, but it's still sad because some of the movie theaters that we do love, they in trouble financially. And they've been saying it's been talks of them closing. And then people are like, you know what? I'm good at home watching my Netflix and seeing on HBO Max. You know what I'm saying? So they're good with the streaming thing. So it's like, and like I said before, like the last episode they were saying how like Warner Media, they the 2022 release is going to be in theaters first, and they ain't going to do the theaters and streaming the same day no more. So I don't know. It's mixed. It's cool. Just still curious to see how it's gonna go, especially too with when things kind of go back to normal this way. And it's crazy. They did push back like all the films, like the big films.
Yeah.
for the fall.
Yeah. They did bring this up in the article too about how Fast and Furious 9 is in June 25th. Black Widow is July 9th.
Mm-hmm.
Quick question: What's the 4th of July movie this year?
I guess that.
Dang, but that ain't even coming out on the 4th. Usually, usually on the 4th, no matter what day it was.
I don't know what the 4th of July from the way this is going.
Is anything coming out online? I know we talking about theaters,
Mm-hmm.
but is anything coming out online?
Mm-hmm.
Netflix, HBO Max, Disney
Paramount Plus,
Paramount,
Hulu, Amazon. Yeah. Let me read a little bit more of Michael Pachter of Wedbush Securities agreed with sentiment around the latter months of 2021. In a note to clients, he predicted box office in the fourth quarter would total just shy of $2 billion, adding that the number could be even higher. We view our current fourth quarter estimate as conservative, assuming there will be massive pent-up demand for seeing movies with friends or dates out of the home once the public has been largely inoculated. For comparison, the fourth quarter of 2019 came in at $2.9 billion. While Pachter sees total 2022 grosses coming up 10% short of 2019 levels, Eric Wold at B. Riley is more optimistic, pegging the drop at 8%. Wold also expects box office to rise 6% in 2023 compared with 2019 as the industry fully regains its footing after the pandemic. So a little bit more left. But I'll say this. Me personally, depending on the film, I wouldn't mind seeing it in theaters. And it also depends on when I go. You know what I'm saying? But I can see the movies reopening and people are going at the same time, like some of y'all said, and I'm the same way. If I got the chance to actually experience that same movie from the crib, I'm not going to trip. If it's something where it's like, yo, I wouldn't mind seeing this in IMAX, or you know what, just to get out the house a bit, I'll go see that. But other than that, I mean, I can see the you know the numbers going up for the movies, and the movies making more money than what they are now. Definitely. Cause like I said, you got people that's tired of being in the house. So once they feel like they good, or after they get their second shot, or after the world opens up officially, people gonna be outside. People gonna be out. You feel me? And while they out, they might be like, yo, let's check out this movie right quick. They might see what's playing in the theaters and just go to the movies. So I can definitely see the numbers going, and we've even said it on here. Like, yo, come 2022, that's when you're going to feel more comfortable going out and doing things and experiencing things. And you have tons of artists like putting out their dates for their tours for 2022.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, so I can see the numbers going up.
I think they'll go up, especially as more people get vaccinated. But I don't know, man. They might actually even do okay compared to what they did last year, where they had to shut down completely. You know what I mean? And it doesn't seem like COVID is going to be completely just eliminated. Where like,
no, COVID is. I think it's here to stay. A little,
So.
Especially when those that took Pfizer, y'all get in the next what is it, 8 to 12 months, you gonna get the shot.
Man,
And that's what. Okay, I thought we were waiting a little bit later to talk about that, but
No, I mean I just put it out there. I just ain't nothing.
yeah, I know. But yeah, and I didn't know about that until Tommy brought it up, in the group chat. Like, dang, gotta take another one, and I am taking the Pfizer one. So, wow, okay. Is there a reason why for the third shot?
Excuse me. No, I don't know more. I mean, kind of. Cause I know they was talking about how, like, I mean, this whole vaccine thing, especially with situation with Johnson and Johnson, and also too, there has been like cases of people that has been vaccinated, once and twice that they still getting the virus.
They still got it. Wow.
what?
Yeah. I mean, it's not 100% effective. These vaccines. It's like
Well, when you say getting the virus, right? Are they getting sick too, or they just got the virus?
Mm-hmm. So it's like they
What's the percentage of that?
It's probably small.
Yeah,
I would guess.
No, I don't know. Yes, I mean it's like it's so small, but it's like it's still crazy. But as far as how effective the vaccines are, it's not 100%. It's like a good, like I want to say like 70 to 80%. It depends. I forgot which one. I think the Pfizer is the strongest. Pfizer, they the strongest, but Johnson & Johnson is still crazy. So.
Yeah, but man, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like, yo, yeah, just because I got the shot, and also too, it depends on the person too. When you hear people with these side effects, and it's like, yo,
Word, man, crazy. Back on, but no, I thought that was interesting about the because we've been talking about it for a while, so I thought it'd be something interesting to kind of bring up and see what y'all thought about that. So, but I do think the numbers will go up eventually, but they will still be affected because of streaming, especially if people following Paramount Plus's footsteps. Like, okay, if there's a Paramount Plus, Warner Brothers stuff is going on HBO Max. Who's to say there won't be a Touchstone Plus or something like that? Or there's you know what I mean? Or Universal
DreamWorks Plus.
Exactly. They could be like, man, forget a Netflix and a Hulu. Let's just put out our own stuff. With the Paramount thing, it works because they're under Viacom, so they're showing a lot of CBS Viacom stuff on there. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Well,
and then you still got good old Fire Stick.
Yeah, true.
And once you get all these streaming services, it's still you thought you was getting rid of cable, but hey, you get all those streaming services. That is cable again, all together.
You got to get, depending on how many people live in your house, you got to get an internet service that's capable of streaming, handling all this streaming. Music, TV, movies, work, YouTube, all of that.
But let's keep it on the movies real quick. R.I.P. to Chadwick Boseman first and foremost.
Rest in peace.
Wakanda forever. Thousands of Black Panther fans petitioned to recast Chadwick Boseman's King T'Challa to honor the character's legacy. Um, I've seen this floating around. You know what I mean? A lot of I've seen quite a few articles that deal with it, and that's talking about it. Excuse me. Um, reading this off of People. T'Challa's character was only scratching the surface with the story in the MCU, and there was so much more left to tell, says the petition, which has garnered over 4,000 signatures as of Wednesday morning, last Wednesday morning. Um, Thousands of Black Panther fans are petitioning to recast Chadwick Boseman's King T'Challa in the upcoming Marvel sequel out of respect for the late actor's work on the character and to honor the hero's legacy. The petition posted on change.org by E-Man's Movie Reviews outlines a call to action for the president of Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige, co-president Louis Desposito, and writer-director Ryan Coogler to reconsider their decision and recast the role of T'Challa in the Black Panther franchise. Feige previously said that T'Challa would not be recast after the loss of Boseman, who died in August after a private cancer battle at the age of 43. If Marvel Studio removes T'Challa, it would be at the expense of the audiences, especially Black boys and men who saw themselves in him, the petition said. That also includes the millions of fans who were inspired by the character as well. By not recasting, it could stifle the opportunity for one of the most popular leading Black superheroes to add on to their legacy. It continues. The number one way to kill a legend is to stop telling their story. The petition goes on to encourage signing and using the hashtag Recast T'Challa on social media, but clarifies that the movement's intention is not asking for an immediate replacement in the role or replacement of Boseman in the grand scheme, as no one could ever do that, nor is this calling for the prevention of other characters to take up the mantle of Black Panther like Shuri or anyone else. It continues, this petition is merely asking to continue the portrayal of T'Challa in the MCU. Hashtag Recast T'Challa is a call to fulfill the role that Chadwick Boseman worked so hard for the world to see. T'Challa's character was only scratching the surface of the story, and there's much more to Feige 47 announced in December that Boseman's role of King T'Challa would not be recast following his death, and the sequel would instead focus on the fictional kingdom of Wakanda. I know Chad would have wanted us to stop, Kugler, 34, recently told the Hollywood Reporter. He was somebody who was so about the collective. Black Panther, that was his movie. He was hired to play that role before anybody else was even thought of, before I was hired, before any of the actresses were hired. Angela Bassett, who played T'Challa's mom, spoke with Entertainment Tonight in January about the interesting decision not to recast Boseman. I had not thought about that idea, but of course it is Wakanda, and they are, in terms of technology, they are so far ahead of the rest of the world that they will be able to bring some of that, said Bassett, of a potential CGI reimagining of T'Challa, which executive producer Victoria Alonso also shot down in November. She went on to call the death of Boseman a tremendous loss, adding that Kevin in the Marvel Universe and Ryan, the director, the writer from before, they are committed to telling a story equally as much as we can, equally planned. As of Wednesday morning, the change.org petition had garnered over 4,000 signatures. Black Panther 2 was scheduled for release on July 8th, 2022. Wanted to get y'all feelings on that petition and what it stands for, and do you agree?
I mean, I'm familiar with the petition that was by E-Man Reviews. Shout out to Emmanuel. Cause I was following his I wouldn't say his rants. It was more so of his videos. He did videos, just talking about how he felt about, recast. He's been talking about this for, I want to say, a couple months now. So when the petition came along, I don't know. And like Marvel already made the decision they're not going to recast T'Challa. I mean, I understand Emmanuel's his reasons for it, because he wants the character to still keep going. There's still more stories, for T'Challa. I understand that, but I'm really mixed. It's like, yeah, part of me is like, don't recast, but part of me is like, yeah, it's like, yeah, they still, you can, someone can play T'Challa. Yeah, it's messed up with what happened with Chadwick Boseman and all that, and also too we ain't gonna forget about what Chadwick did with the character. He paved the way, so it's like in order to honor his legacy, yeah, continue on with T'Challa, and like I said, there's still more stories about his evolution in the comics that can be shown on the screen. So it's a mix to me, and it's like well, if Marvel made it still, and that's like I said, we talked about this a lot of times in previous episodes about this, but if anything, we still don't know what Marvel's doing. They say they're not going to recast them. I don't know. That might can be a front on that. We don't know what's going to happen. Like come once the Black Panther 2 come out and see what happens. And he's still keeping it under wraps on what the story going to be and how they're going to, what's going to happen. With losing Chadwick. So I'm just seeing what happens. So. But as far as recasting them, like I said, I'm it's mixed. Part of me feel like because it's been rumors floating around that they got someone that played T'Challa, or they're gonna have someone that's gonna play another. They're gonna have a new character, a male character for there's gonna be a Black Panther that's gonna be joining alongside Shuri when she becomes Black Panther. So it's like it's a mix. It's a lot of rumors floating around, so I'm just waiting to see what happens.
I don't think they're going to recast them. I think Marvel's going to do what Marvel has done throughout the entirety of this whole MCU theatrical world, and they're going to figure out a way to ultimately recast a Black Panther character, but it won't be in this next movie. You might not even know who you will be by the end of the next movie by Black Panther 2. You know what I mean? So, and I think whoever is, the petition, I think it's just emotional, really. Like I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt that this isn't going to kill the legend of the Black Panther character.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say, I don't know if it still is, but I know it was like the most successful movie in the box office in the Marvel series at that time. I don't know if it still is right now, but if it's not far off. You know what I mean? So business wise, it makes sense too. You know what I mean? So I think they need to just calm down, relax a little bit, give the Marvel folks a shot. And Ryan Coogler is still involved. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah. We like Breon said, we talked about this before. It would only make sense to me if you're dealing with the multiverse. You're dealing with a multiverse, and you got another T'Challa as Black Panther. That it makes sense in that light, because I mean, with this upcoming Spider-Man film, you got 3 Peter Parkers in this joint. And even in the comics, it's like you have you might have like 3-4 different Spider-Man joints, but they have different titles because they're in different universes. but it's still Peter Parker. You know what I mean? It's just like with in the comics with Black Panther, you have the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda, and it was still T'Challa in them joints, you know.
So you saying multiverses? So
Yeah.
how do you think they intro that concept?
I mean, we don't know.
Well, they already did it.
Yeah.
They already introduced the multiverse. It was in the last Spider-Man film, and they're going to bring it back up with the Doctor Strange joint that's coming out. So once you kind of put it out there like that, from there, maybe in Black Panther 2, it might get brought up about with the multiverse even more, possibly. If they if they explore it in that particular, because mind you, all of these films kind of tie in somehow within the phase.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So that might be that might be the case with this. We don't know how, because you know how it is with the MCU. They're very hush hush. They don't bring out a lot of stuff, you know. So if it's already out there in the other films, who's to say that it won't continue? Because you're going to a place where, you know, where with the Shang-Chi joint and the Eternals, it's more of a sci-fi thing in a sense. There's more of a sci-fi, like intergalactic kind of feel to it, and Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff like that too. Versus on Earth, you're fighting some sort of evil that has some type of power. You feel me? So so because you're seeing the multiverse in these other Marvel films, it's going to kind of like transfer over, or other heroes are going to be aware of it because someone else dealt with it and they're letting them know about it, like kind of like giving them the heads up, especially if it's like a Nick Fury that might be in charge of it, or Captain Marvel, or whoever, or Spider-Man. You feel me? So it's a way where it can still be kind of introduced and people know about it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's the only way it may make sense to me if you bring back T'Challa from a different multiverse and he's the Black Panther, or I know we said before where it could be possibility where Killmonger is the Black Panther in this particular universe, stuff like that. But it is possible for them to do it from recasting of T'Challa from a different universe. You know what I mean? So, but at the same time, I do kind of feel like just pass it down to Shuri. But I don't think they're going to. They may not do it right away, like they said in the thing. But I don't know, man. It's kind of I kind of see why they're doing what they're doing. It's kind of whatever to me. I kind of want to see what they do with Shuri as the Black Panther, even if they go that route with it. But yeah, true. People can't. No one can replace what Chadwick has done at all. At the same time, you got certain people that can't help but if a recast does happen, you can't help but people compare the person that they've recasted to what Chadwick did. You know what I mean? No matter what the situation is. You feel me? So
you know what, man? If they weren't already filming Black Panther 2, I would think
in July.
Oh, they start in July?
Yeah.
And Black Panther came out when?
February 2018.
2018. Okay, so 3 years later. All right. If they weren't filming it this year, at the time they're starting in the summer, hopefully, I would think that they were really considering recasting him. And I say that because you think about like the movies of the past, which probably now as I think about it more, this doesn't really help my argument. But you know, the Spider-Man movies, you had Tobey Maguire. Then you had what's the man name? Like Adam Garfield. Andrew Garfield. And I think did he do more than one?
He did two.
He did two, okay. And now you got Tom Holland, right? So they done gone through 3 niggas. You know what I'm saying? And I remember when they first did that transition, and I was like, yo, what's good with Tobey Maguire? Like they just new Spider-Man? Like the fuck? And it seemed to me like there was not many people who really cared. Like it was just like, oh shit, new Spider-Man, that's what's up. Let's go check it. You know what I mean? So Black Panther, the character and like the cultural significance of the character and the first movie when it came out, I think it makes it hard to do that. But because Chadwick passed, and then if you have enough time go by between when the first one came out and you know whatever the next phase is, you know that's probably going to be like could be probably like 5 to 8 Marvel movies, you know, in that time frame that actually come out. Actually, more than that, because you know, there's already been several that have come out since Black Panther came out. So, yeah, I could see them seriously thinking about it. I think right now, though, the way it's looking to me is that they're trying to figure out what they want to do, but they're not just going to recast him like that. Like it's going to be something that would make sense and would be part of the story and hopefully try to actually pull from the real comics and not just let's just freestyle some shit because you know the actor who's played Black Panther has passed and you know we gonna just get creative just to get creative and keep on our timetable with shit or however they had already planned it out. Yeah. So let's say they recast them. What are you going to not see Black Panther 2?
I would still see it. I would still support it, definitely.
So that's what I mean. Do you think people who signed this not signed this petition, but people who think they shouldn't recast them, do you think they're not gonna go see it?
Oh, people gonna see it regardless. So it's like
you know what I mean? I think so too.
Yeah, I think people still are going to see it regardless whether he gets recasted or not. You know, but that's why I was kind of saying like what I was saying earlier. I was like, to me, I feel like it kind of don't matter. You know, that movie's still going to have butts in the seats. You feel me? So.
Yeah, exactly. So all of this, you know, I guess the online folks who are clamoring for different things, you know, those are like the diehards, you know what I mean, like the hardcore comic readers, fans of the character, and probably also a lot of black folks. But ultimately, those same people, regardless of what they do, are going to, they would have to cast Black Panther as a white dude for them to not see it.
Yeah. Oh,
you know what I mean?
a whole different kind of petition, if that's the case.
Like, you know what I mean? Or it'd be like White Wolf Black Panther. Nah, man, I fuck with you, Bucky, but nah, this ain't right. This ain't right.
They be like, but he was from South Africa. He not from Wakanda. It don't count.
He ain't black.
Yeah.
Not at all, son.
Speaking of Black Panther 2, Ryan Coogler, he decides that he's going to continue have the filming have Black Panther 2 continue filming in Georgia, even though with the situation with the election laws and a lot of production companies in Hollywood, they have been protesting about that and decided to not film in Georgia. One of them is Will Smith, him and Antoine Fuqua. They was
yeah, that joint.
Slavery action film, I guess.
The fuck?
I know, right? It's like but anyway, they probably filming there, but they said they're not going to be filming there. But Ryan Coogler, he said he's going to continue on, but he's still going to because he wrote this letter explaining how he felt about it, and then pretty much saying how he read, he educated himself about what's happening with the situation with the Senate Bill 202. That's the law thing that's happening now with the Georgia election. So he informed himself, and he realized that most of the people that's going to be working on the film is from Georgia, and they need the money. So he decides that he is going to donate with Stacey Abrams' Fair Fight Action, and he's going to continue staying there, and then also to pretty much use that leverage for working with the local community that's infected by the bill, and to put the resources, leverage the resources and the resources to help not only with the community but also to help out with the fight against the trying to battle that law that's happening in Georgia. So, and I think I know Tyler Perry is included as well. So, what's crazy though is that the Black Panther, the first one was filmed in Tyler Perry Studios before it became known as the Tyler Perry Studios. So I'm gonna be surprised if they're gonna be filming it in the studios again, starting in July. But see how that goes. But let me can we jump on the Falcon and Winter Soldier? I'm just gonna go ahead and say I've said, and then after that I'm gonna be gone. So yeah. But Tommy,
I'm here.
You saw it?
I saw it.
Okay.
Only saw half of it. Spoiler alert, y'all, because we didn't say that one time, and we just ruined it.
Spoilers.
All right, only saw half, so I'm out.
Captain America dies. Like a little bitch.
But I thought, like I said, it was the best episode so far. I mean, they all been great so far. I think the weakest one has been the first episode, but I kind of stand by the first one was like it wasn't that much. It was more so just focusing on what they've been up to ever since the blimp and ever since after Endgame. And they did like explore like who these, the Flag Smasher was and all that until they got more into it in episode 2. But this episode definitely the conversation was Isaiah Bradley. Isaiah Bradley. That was much needed. And definitely I'm proud of Marvel. They definitely with the social political commentary and themes around this was Falcon and Soldier. It's just definitely very relevant, very timely. And they definitely doing a good job on exploring that and still doing their superhero story action. But
okay.
Yeah.
Anything else?
What's
Nothing.
No, I was gonna. If you had something to say, I was gonna release. Yeah.
Okay, so I think this was a good episode. Had some action. Then they got back home with the sis and the nephews, just working on some shit in an old neighborhood. And Bucky came through to help. And he gave some tough love, and he gave him a case from Wakanda.
They really did give Bucky some real therapy, and that's like,
And then, meanwhile, the Flag Smasher chick is loading up, like, yeah. So, and Captain America is on some Oedipus shit right now.
No, he's about to be a U.S. agent. So,
So what is that? Because I thought he was no longer Captain America, and he's disgraced. He goes to visit Lamar's peoples. I don't know if that was Lamar's sister or his girl.
Yeah, that was his family, his mom, dad, and sister.
Okay.
And you can tell that. And crazy how Walker he lied to them, saying that that was the guy that killed his son. And I can tell from the sister's look that she don't believe him. But I think Walker did it also just to bring closure for them, but still like he's out for revenge, even though he went off.
Like Walker lost it. Yeah, I was thinking. Yeah, I guess technically he might not have known which one of them killed.
No, he knew.
Oh, he did know. Okay.
No, he saw he's
because everybody had masks on.
Yeah.
And so, or maybe he was like, well, nah, you the only one of him. You was one of them, though. You here. So you about to take this L, buddy. You about to take this shield to the face. Twice.
But definitely, but U.S. agent, if he was asking.
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah, so there's still John Walker in the comics. John Walker, he was, of course, Captain America, but when he went, he was Captain America, at first. Then he decided he became U.S. agent. U.S. agent was, he started working for Hydra. And he became.
I know, but where, how does he just become? Like he was Captain America, and then he went home and changed his costume, and now he's U.S. agent. Like, was it that simple, or was there other shit?
It was some
that led to that.
There was some other shit that led to that.
Okay, was some of that other shit like him being stripped of being Captain America by the army?
Yeah, and like he did, some corrupt stuff, and then that's what like they pretty much like what they doing with how it is in the show. And like he just and he became U.S. agent. U.S. agent. He started working.
Oh yeah. So you didn't. I don't know if you mentioned this, but Elaine from Seinfeld, aka or real actress Julia Louis-Dreyfus,
Yeah.
appears.
Yeah.
I imagine she's going to recruit him into said underworld where he will become Agent
Yeah. Because she
Agent
played,
what now? 47? Super Agent?
yeah, U.S. agent. U.S.
US
agent.
Agent. Okay, sorry. I was getting
Yeah. So
that
like that's
man confused.
right. But no, but her character, she's Madam Hydra. She used to be agent.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
is that right?
Yeah. So she used to be an agent for the Shield in the comics. And she used to be a love interest to Nick Fury in the comics as well. But I don't know how they're gonna play out in the MCU. But yeah, she was a former agent of the Shield. And of course, Shield was already Hydra. So like yeah, so
Okay.
yeah.
I'm seeing how this is developing now.
Yeah. So like between that and like you said, with the whole you know, Isaiah Bradley situation, I'm glad. I had a feeling that, Sam was gonna come back and have that one-on-one conversation. And people like now fans, they want to know more, they want to see more Isaiah Bradley. They want like another show just strictly on Isaiah Bradley.
Like from back in the day.
Yeah, just reminisce. And then it's funny, some people was mixed the reaction. Some of them they wanted to see the flashback. Some of them was like cool with him telling the story, what happened. Because I mean, regardless, you're still gonna feel the same emotion, regardless. But yeah, I really love, especially too with Sam coming back home and decided with help with the family and his sister and his nephews and community helping out. Then when Bucky showed up. And then they, had their he help Sam with the boat.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden they had their one-on-one time. Bucky came in with the new suit that's gonna show for next season, next episode. That's gonna be dope.
Now, what suit is that?
Huh?
Is that like some new like vibranium
Yeah,
Falcon wings or some shit?
yeah, the wings and this. I'm assuming it's definitely the wings. He's gonna get vibranium wings in the suit.
Oh, that'd be tough.
Yeah, so like he's definitely it's since his wings was broken from the beginning. That fight was serious though. But
They broke dude arm.
broke Walker's arm. So I'm definitely looking forward to. I mean, I think they did a great job with this episode. Like how WandaVision. I think they're gonna have a better final episode compared to what WandaVision had. Because I mean, WandaVision, it was like a lot of especially a lot of drama and emotional drama with that. And they did a good job on this episode because they wasn't going to give you a lot of action. They was going to focus on. They did a good job on the character development and the story arc of everybody, pretty much from Bucky to Sam to Isaiah, um, just to get to the point where we at now. It's coming to the last episode next week. So still curious to know if Sharon is the power broker or she's working with the power broker and all that stuff. So that's crazy too. I enjoyed the scene with Bucky and Zemo and how when Bucky I had a feeling that Wakanda.
Oh, you thought Bucky was going to kill him, or you
No,
thought
I
it
know,
was?
I know he wasn't gonna kill him. I knew I was had a feeling that he's gonna do a Milaje to arrest him, and then now they're gonna send him Zemo to the Raft.
What is that?
That's the place where they was if you remember in Civil War, that's where General Ross he had most of the Avengers locked up in.
Okay.
So yeah, that Raft. So then since they already have like some of the villains in there, and they're gonna do if you, in the comics they got this thing called Thunderbolts, and it was like the evil Avengers, like all the villains they form a team. So I have a
So
feeling.
are all of they gonna break out and be the Thunderbolts?
Yeah, so there's like kind of like like Suicide Squad in a way, but it's like all villains.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a feeling that I think they said they're going to find some way to slide in Deadpool in there somehow, maybe. But
Don't play with me.
yeah, but I like how they I think this Falcon Winter Soldier, I enjoyed it. I mean, WandaVision was cool, but the way they, as far as like this, the entertainment and the story,
Mm-hmm.
it's like I think with Falcon Winter Soldier, I mean, especially too when it deals with social political stuff and how timely it is, and it's like so much they played on like what it how it should for a black man to carry the shield, and also to you know, and also to this say what you want about John Walker, played by Wright Russell, but he's killing it. Like he's done a great job. Like I mean, he's cool. Even if he's familiar. He knows that like the internet hates him and all that stuff and the memes and all that. And he's cool with that joint. And he said in an interview like, yeah, he's not on social media like that, but he has a friend that let him know like what's been happening. He has been a great sport about it. He hasn't like feel any no type of way. He actually he's loving it because he knows that he's going to be hated on, but still he's like doing a great job on the performance.
Well, he's doing a great job. Is this is the response people are, giving online. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like he's doing a great job.
I was kind of thinking too, compared to Steve Rogers.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like Steve Rogers just kind of looks like all American Captain America.
Mhm.
And then this dude looks like by any means necessary Captain America. Like
Mhm.
kind of like shifty Captain America, crooked Captain America. Steve Rogers is like, bastion of virtue, Captain America.
Mhm.
Just in the look.
Yeah, so it's definitely interesting. You good, Sean?
Okay.
So then
So,
Colts.
what are the odds on Bucky getting with Sam's sister?
Huh?
She was looking at him.
Mhm.
She was checking him
What
out.
are the odds on Bucky getting with Sam's sister?
I mean, hey, he's been in Wakanda for a minute, so
Ah,
it's funny because I thought they were gonna him and Ao from the Dora Milaje. I thought they was gonna like say like they had like a little
I'm sorry I had to leave you. No,
yeah
you're not. Get out of my sight.
yeah. I thought they were gonna like say like they had like a little thing
I
going.
love you, AU. You do not love me.
Yeah, like I said, Bucky been in Wakanda for a minute, so he's loving the chocolate sisters.
Buck got jungle fever. Buck got jungle fever. He gonna have jungle fever.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, but
Hey,
definitely I'm just gonna
So we saying 60-40, 70-30. What are we placing this at here?
what
The odds that Bucky and Sam's sister get together.
mm, what happened? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'll say 60.
Okay, we got a 60-40 from Brion. Sean, what are you throwing out there for us today?
I'm gonna go 70-30.
Whoa! He's got a lot of faith in our friend, Mr. Bucky, also known as the Winter Soldier. I'm going to go with 45-65. 45-55, excuse me. The math didn't make sense. 45-55. I don't see. I see maybe he get like a kiss on the cheek, but he's got one episode We got one episode to find out.
But you said, where'd you stop at?
I said 45 to 55.
No, Sean, where'd you stop? You say you as far as the episode, where'd you stop at?
When Falcon was making the calls to different people in the neighborhood.
Oh, okay. Yeah, damn, never mind. So yeah. So I was gonna mention something else, but yeah, as far as like Sam's, storyline and him, with how he felt, should he take the shield or not?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely has been, this is spoiler free, so like, I'm just gonna say, yeah, definitely, it's been a lot of growth, and I love the character development with that too, especially what happened at the end of the episode. Encouraged, he, from listening to what Isaiah was talking about and what Bucky, that conversation him and Bucky had, it was like very heart to heart. So then it shows you, like, especially throughout the episode, how, like, people forget, like, Sam, when we first met Sam, he was a counselor for the veterans,
Mm-hmm.
the wounded veterans, and those with PTSD and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, it definitely explored, like, the reason why Steve decided to choose Sam instead of Bucky. And then also too in this show, especially with all the past demons, stuff like that, Bucky's going through, that he's still trying to find his way, but he's going to be the White Wolf. So yeah, so I'm just curious, definitely curious to see how I think, Sean, like I told Tommy, the last episode, I think it's gonna be more entertaining than the WandaVision finale was. It was kind of disappointed with the WandaVision, but
oh, for real?
Yeah. I think I was one of those people that was, that had the theories and expect someone to pop up, but it didn't happen. So like,
yeah.
But I think they definitely gonna put up some big surprises coming for the Falcon and the Soldier finale. But I'm gonna head on out, fellas.
Peace.
Peace out, y'all.
All right. Back again now. 2/3 of the blurred. Down one, Breon had to go.
Yeah, word. Yeah, B had to step out. So we got it. We
had
got
to go feed his family. You know what I mean?
Don't make my cousin sound like every drug dealer rapper out here. I had to go feed my family, you know what I'm saying? I had to do what I had to survive, you know what I mean?
Had to do what needed to be done.
You know what I'm saying?
So we could eat, so we could live. Anyway, so so you sent out something earlier this week. Hit the group chat that was a little interested about Kobe and who he may have tried to recruit. Back in the playing days. It's interesting actually because if Kobe was still here, I don't know if we'd actually heard this story. You know what I mean? I think it still might have been a little bit more time before it came out. But yeah, go ahead and tell the folks what you sent out.
Yeah. So, found an article about how Kobe revealed he once tried to recruit Dirk Nowitzki to the Lakers. Kobe and Dirk have been going head to head in the Western Conference ever since Nowitzki entered the NBA back in '98. The Black Mamba had gotten his way a few years back. However, the two franchise cornerstones could have teamed up to try to win some chips together in purple and gold. Bryant, 20 years with the Lakers, and Nowitzki, 18 years with the Mavs, have spent their entire careers playing for just one organization. Both have had opportunities to leave via free agency, but decided loyalty to their respective teams was just too strong. That kept the two future Hall of Famers from ever playing together outside of All-Star Weekend. During his All-Star media session in Toronto on Friday, Bryant revealed that he once let then free agent Nowitzki. Yeah, this was a while ago, but it surfaced back recently. This article is from 2016 from Bleacher Report, but
okay.
I saw it come back up.
So here I am, all wrong. The story been out.
Right, but you know what? I was trying to find the actual article that I sent to the group chat. But this one popped up first, and I'm thinking this was it. But I never heard anybody else talk about this when this came out. When this article came out, this was 5 years ago. No one has really talked about it. You know what I'm saying? But he did tell Dirk he would love to have him in LA. But Dirk said nah. And I think in the other article that I read, I think they said they were going to try to work it where Kobe would probably go to him in Dallas, but
what?
They said when they originally talked about it, it was right after Dallas won the chip.
So that was 2010.
2010. So it was right after they won the chip, and they were going to do it. And I think it kind of got brought up again when they were like past their primes, and they were, on their way out the door. You know what I'm saying? But regardless of that, how old that article is, it's still an interesting thing to find out, because there's probably plenty of other situations like that we don't know about. And they never came out because, you probably won't know about it until the memoir comes out. Like, yeah, so-and-so thought about coming here, but it never happened. You know what I mean? Like the only one that was kind of out there because it was talked that it was going to happen was a few years back. CP3 could have been a Laker.
Oh yeah, that trade, was vetoed by the late David Stern.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's true.
But you can't help but think like.
Now, people say David Stern was like hating or something, like because he didn't want the Lakers to get another like star player or whatever. And I can't remember exactly because this was some years ago. But at that point in time, I don't think New Orleans had an owner. I think and so David Stern was acting as the owner, being that he was the commissioner. He had to act in the best interest of that franchise. Excuse me. Versus he had to act in the best interest of that franchise in terms of would the trade go through or not. And he had to personally act in the best interest of the franchise. And I forget who the trade was supposed to be for. I just know Chris Paul would have been on the Lakers, but I don't remember who the Lakers would have been giving up.
Right.
Chances are that probably was a trash trade. Because we know later on that decade, the Lakers got Pau Gasol. For who? Kwame Brown and maybe somebody else.
I forgot. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. I was about to say I forgot about Kwame Brown, but I think every basketball fan forgot about Kwame Brown. The
only reason you remember
Kwame, you're like, oh, that guy.
The way Stephen A. Smith got on him so crazy. every time it's been about 3 or 4 times where Stephen A. just really went off about Kwame Brown and how bad he is.
Is he more worse with him than what he is with the Cowboys? Because that's just entertainment. We talk about the Cowboys.
Well, the Cowboys is a whole franchise, and every year, you have to talk about them some way, somehow, because
and don't forget the song, the accident, but in the accident.
Oh, that is a dope track.
And then your man Will Kane comes out there and is like, shut up, just shut up. And Stephen A. Just can't wait to just unload a full clip with that nigga. Like,
yo, the Cowboys, man. Yeah, hey man, shout out to Dak Prescott for getting his money though, man.
Shout out, well deserved. Well deserved.
Because now I think he got more money than he was trying to get in the first place. So that year he was out, the Cowboys was like 4 and something, maybe, or 5 and something. I don't know. The whole division was trash, but
big facts. That was terrible division. But
in Dallas with the Kobe thing, Kobe and Dirk thing.
Yeah.
If it happened early, like 2011, something like that, that would have been cool. That would have been crazy. But if it happened late in their careers, it's like, nah. I mean, Kobe was still doing his thing, but Dirk, the last couple of years of his career was really like, man, let me just run up and down real quick a little bit, get some shots up. All right, I'm chilling. I'm chilling. I'm Dirk, baby.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it before. His fadeaway is undefeated.
No. The hind leg kick fadeaway.
Exactly. So it's like.
Plus, he's like almost 7 feet, if not 7 feet tall, shooting that thing.
Yeah. So I mean, it could have been a nice chance that they could have, make something happen for.
Speaking of the Lakers, though, in general, we know that the Lakers got Pau Gasol, and they had Lamar Odom, picked up Ron Artest, you know what I'm saying? They championships later in that decade. I was listening to Lamar Odom on All the Smoke podcast, and he was saying, people don't know how good Pau Gasol really is. And I was like, word? Like, I know Pau Gasol was nice.
He was dope, yeah.
You know what I mean? But Lamar Odom saying that was just like, yo, Pau was like, he was like, they traded for Pau. And he was like, I think the triangle offense is like probably like the most complex offenses ever, And they traded for Pau, and Pau came in and just knew that shit already. Like, you was watching film or something? Like, what? But he was like, yeah, Pau Gasol was nice, and he had like the point guard mentality, but he was like a post player. So
he was AD before AD. Because remember, AD was a guard, and then as he got then he got taller, and then he had to play the position that he's playing now.
Yeah, you know what? Like, because AD, yeah, he does kind of move like a guard, so to speak, at that position, the way he handles the ball. But he don't really dribble it a whole lot. He'll get his do a move real fast, get his shot up or whatever. But yeah, man. And he shoots it from 3 too, like kind of like a guard. Powell still looks like a big man the way he plays, but he just has the basketball IQ, I guess.
Yeah.
The IQ, the fundamentals.
Yeah.
The fundamentals. So yeah. So speaking of Hall of Fame and future Hall of Fame.
That's right.
Hall of Fame inductees ceremony is coming, and the presenters have been identified, and one stands out for me, and that is Michael Jordan presenting
for Kobe.
Hall of Fame women's basketball coach Kim Mulkey.
Really?
As well as Kobe, of course.
Okay.
But yeah, actually he is. He's doing them both. You got Rudy T with Hakeem Olajuwon and Calvin Murphy.
Oh wait, who's going in?
Rockets coach Rudy Tomjanovich.
Oh, Rudy T, he's going in.
You got Rudy T going in, and yeah, I mean it's just fitting. It's fitting, and I think Tim Duncan is going in with David Robinson's presenting him, and I want to say Kevin Garnett too, but I'm not sure. I can't remember. But as far as Michael Jordan doing Kobe, it's fitting. It makes sense. Would love for Kobe to just still be here, but it's fitting.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. I'm looking at as far as the finalists for this year. I'm seeing Rick Adelman, Chris Bosh, Michael Cooper, one of my favorite point guards ever, Tim Hardaway, Marcus Johnson, Mr. Strip Club Party on IG Live, Paul Pierce.
Paul might fuck around and not get in the Hall of Fame this year because of that bullshit.
As coach, Bill Russell. This is a very interesting one. And this was my man's too when he was in the league. Ben Wallace. C. Webb. Coach Jay Wright. And so
Villanova.
I think that is dope. For the women's is Lita Andrews, Yolanda Griffith, Lauren Jackson, Mary Ann Stanley. Man, that's a very interesting finalist situation. They're not
right
legit yet for them. They'll do the thing for them later on this year. Yeah. They'll be enshrined later this year. Yeah. But the full class will be revealed on May 16th. As part of the class 2020 enshrinement weekend. Yeah. That's well, congrats to them. Man, that's crazy. Matter of fact, that goes back to I remember being in the barbershop and some guy was like, Chris Bosh doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. And I mean, granted, his career was cut short due to blood clots, I believe. Yeah, blood clots, right?
Yeah.
And but in that time, man, before all that mess happened, man, he was a multiple All-Star.
Oh yeah.
And a multiple champion. Why not? I don't see the problem. He may not be your first pick or someone else's first pick as a full forward or center, but he put up numbers. He put Toronto on his back. You know what I'm saying? And then he went to Miami. Of course, it was, a little rocky at first year, but they got it together a little bit. So I don't see Tim Hardaway, legend, introduced the world to the crossover before AI. AI's a little more finesse, maybe, but Tim was the first. And he was 1/3 of what is it? Run TMC.
Correct.
Go to State. You know what I'm saying? Paul Pierce, you don't know Paul Pierce get down, legendary Celtic. For all you people that be hating on LeBron, Paul Pierce is part of the original super team. Though he stayed with Boston, he was already at Boston. It was just a plus to have Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen join. And a young Rajon Rondo got drafted by them. So, I mean,
the young African kid.
You know what I mean? We all know Bill Russell. Bill Russell, back in the day, was the human cheat code. He was a player coach and already had chips as a player. I was a player playing as a coach as well. Come on, man.
Yeah. So count. You might as well count that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a finalist, but you'll count that.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes, man, and who makes it or whatever. That is an interesting list, but yeah. How come Jordan is doing the joint for?
Honestly, I have no idea. I was surprised when I read it. I don't know if she went to North Carolina with him or something, or what, but or maybe she just always like might as well, because I think it's another Hall of Famer that has to present you into the Hall of Fame. Excuse me, I just read that today. So I mean, I don't know if you just say, "Oh snap, Mike," you know what I mean? Yeah. Can you But nah, I doubt it. Though. He probably knows her, has some kind of relationship, because they usually do know you and have stories and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Yeah, man. Wow, it's crazy, this man. But congrats to the inductees for the 2020.
Yes.
Because that's when they mentioned Duncan, Garnett, and Kobe, that was like, oh, bruh. And it was right after Kobe that I was like, oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to this day, I probably will still get their jerseys. I don't know about Kobe's as much, because every time I see it, it's an authentic and it's $300. And I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna put up that much for a jersey. I don't even know if I should wear something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Priorities.
Priorities. Yeah, for real. But man, and good luck to the finalists for this year. And we got another.
Sure.
We got another little future Hall of Fame situation. You want to tell the people about that?
Your man Dwayne Wade, aka Flash, blurred,
shit. Aka Gabrielle's boo.
AKA, what is that nigga wearing?
That too. He wears some stuff now.
He is now on. He is now part of an ownership group, or I'm not sure if he's part of a group or if he just himself owns a minority piece of the NBA franchise, and best record in the Western Conference, the Utah Jazz.
Right.
I like it. You know, folks go from being on the court to being in the front office to being in the front office in terms of helping run franchises and make decisions, but then to actually be part owner. So you can not only just enjoy the NBA franchise, whatever, but participate in the profits as well. You know.
Word.
And it happens that the team is doing really well at the time as well. So, you know, hopefully when COVID, you know, passes or whatever and things get back to normal, more people coming to the gate, paying to see young Donovan Mitchell and, you know what I'm saying, Rudy Gobert and them do their thing.
Mike Conley.
You know what I mean? D-Wade, ching-chinging it up.
Word.
Shit, I see LeBron and I see KD and I see probably even Steph too.
Yeah,
being
LeBron
able to do
is
that
part owner
because
of the Red Sox.
LeBron's part owner of the Red Sox. Fucking KD just earned $86 million in some stock shit or some investing shit. Steph is already, you know, getting paid mad bread as an athlete. All of them are. But he's also getting mad bread off the court as an endorsement man, you know what I'm saying? Under Armour deal. His wife is doing her thing too, getting bread.
Shout out to her. Yeah.
So I could see all of those gentlemen putting a group together. As a matter of fact, I could probably see LeBron putting the shit together and just buying the whole shit where he's the majority owner like Jordan.
Bro. Oh, I got a feeling I feel like soon after he retires, he gonna put up some bread for a team. He gonna find a team, put some bread up.
He might
I can see him
buy
being involved in the draft process.
He might buy the Cavs for real. You know what I mean?
Hey, it's a possibility. That's
you know that shit
town,
is.
Man.
Soon as he left, it's like he left and $400 million left with him because the whole area just bars. Nobody came to the bars to watch the games no more. Nobody came downtown to watch. Like he could get a good deal.
It's like people that said when he left, it was like all Cleveland got left was the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and that was it. However, they're gonna be all right because you know they got the the Cleveland Browns. You know they might be all right in the fall. You know,
young Baker
but they're not going to do as better as
yeah.
Okay, we're not going to do the football talk. We're going to wait till the fall for that. Talk my shit, but. Yeah. But no,
you know, actually, I don't know if you meant this, but you know, there's the doo-doo Browns because you know it's the Browns. They're trash. They're doo-doo.
It's a bit of a double entendre.
It is. Today is a double entendre episode because all over the place with the.
All right. We got the title, y'all. We got the title.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. No, that's dope, man.
I could see that. Even Pat Mahomes bought a stake in the Kansas City Royals.
Good for him.
This nigga been playing in the NFL for what, like 4
years?
How you got enough bread to buy part of a baseball team in 4 years, dog?
But that's good shit, though. You know what I'm saying? That's dope.
No, that
because
is.
He not just spending his, like we said earlier, he ain't one of them cats that's just spending his money on any and everything. He had to have an idea, like somebody kind of he might have had some conversations with some people, maybe some, you know, former successful NFL guys,
Well, you know, his
athletes,
pops
period.
played in the played baseball.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Oh
Okay,
yeah, his pops
but
played.
but even
Played
still,
Major
you
League
get what I'm
Baseball.
saying. You're still around
Yes.
people
Yes.
that, you know, that you're going to learn from, you know, and be a part of these conversations. Because the thing is, okay, you don't know, honestly, in sports, you don't know how long your career is going to last, because the possibility of injuries and how fatal those injuries may or may not be. So it's like, yo, how can I kind of like keep some revenue going, or some extra revenue going on, while I'm still healthy enough?
Dog, he could have just got a Chick-fil-A's. He went and bought the fucking part of the fucking Kansas City Royals.
That's dope. That means he probably wasn't, and that's probably still off of it.
Honestly, though, I think Chick-fil-A might have been a better buy. Chick-fil-A does numbers.
Oh, facts. Oh, dang, what was I trying to say? Yeah, it's like I don't know, man. It's like, and I don't know if he ever re-signed with the.
He did.
Okay, so then that makes sense, because I would be more surprised if he did that just off of his rookie money.
Oh no,
of his rookie contract. Just be like, damn, man, you make how much on that contract? That's, you know.
Hold on,
but now that makes sense now that I'm doing. Now I'm thinking about it. Yeah, that makes a little bit more sense. And it's like I said, it's a dope thing because he's that young, and he has that, you know.
He signed $150 million. 7 years, $150 million.
Woo.
That seemed, I don't know if that. Oh, signed an extension for the largest contract in pro sports history. 10 years, up to $503 million.
Wow.
Well, what the hell was this $150 million shit that I'm seeing on? $10 years, $450 million, including a $10 million signing bonus. 141, $481,905 guaranteed, and an average annual salary of $45 million. Nigga. Okay.
Damn.
Yeah. Now see,
but hold up though. Let me say
that's like NBA money right there, because
it is. That's a stack. That's more than a stack.
Assuming that you get that for whatever. Yeah, that's like NBA, like max NBA money, because like the max NBA, you get 250 over 5 years or something like that. So that's 2 of those is like, you know, that's more than you know, that's like 500. A little over 500. Pat Mahomes is 450. So yeah, that's crazy.
Super crazy, bro. But like I said, like I'm trying to say, yeah, like I just looked it up and I seen like Grant Hill got some owner stake in the Hawks.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Kings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Jordan with Charlotte, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So to see D Wade do this is dope. And again, it's like he's talking with people, he's having conversations, he's understanding what money's about, financial security is about, and he made that happen. And it's a, you know, it's a dope thing. And it's just goes to show you like what he's learned over the years, not just, you know, how to play the actual game of basketball, but also how you play the business game of the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's a dope thing. Another dope example of black excellence to me. You know, D Wade is as a Miami Heat fan. You know, D Wade, that was that dude, man. You know, and I can't wait for his time to go into the Hall of Fame because he's for sure going in. So, you know, if you're just a fan of him, man, and he does all right on the commentating. Times I've watched him on Tuesdays. They do all right for him and Candace. You know what I'm saying? But man, it's just amazing to see him from. I remember a little bit when he played in college, especially when he played in the league and when he won the chips. When the team was struggling, when they made the playoffs, all that. And now to see him as, you know, to have some ownership in the Jazz, man, it's it's inspiring for a lot of young kids that play ball, you know, and that want to have a future within that, you know. So yeah, shout out to him. Shout out to him.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah,
You know what? I think I mentioned I think LeBron's gonna do this. Yo, I want somebody to buy I want like somebody to buy the Knicks. Like I want LeBron, Hove, Maverick, Rich Paul. I don't know. Rich Paul probably not, because that would probably be a conflict of interest, I think.
I feel like if it's a certain player that does it and he rock with this person that I'm gonna bring up, because I'm surprised he don't have money in it in the Knicks, but I would like for if Spike had a little, you know, because Spike's, you know how Spike.
It would be nice. It would be nice, but
I think it all depends on. I think it depends on who it like. I think if LeBron, they say LeBron has ownership, and after he doesn't retire, I think it'd be cool if Spike was like, "I'm with you." That's just me.
No, look, no. Now this is gonna cost like $3 billion, $4 billion to buy the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm talking about like after, let's just say if LeBron does buy it, like if Spike wants some ownership stake, like not a lot, but just some. You know what I mean?
I was like, yo, Spike, man, just take your seats and be cool, man. I think I don't see that happening, man. And I only say that because to this point, I don't think LeBron has had any commercials with Spike, hasn't been in any Spike films. I don't think there's been any cameos, nothing like that. So
I don't think that would mean anything, but all right.
And I don't know if Spike is bringing enough money to the table, man.
Been doing movies since the early '80s. He better have some guap.
Yo,
I mean, but granted, they weren't no big blockbusters.
I believe Tyler Perry has more guap than Spike Lee.
He does.
I mean, like easily.
All them
plays, all the Medea films. Yeah, now we got the studio popping.
What the aunties that have supported that man?
Yeah, exactly. Yes. The Mr. Browns.
All the aunties and grandmas, the church mothers.
The House of Pains. Yeah, man. So
no, but what
that's why I say LeBron.
I'm not saying
Hove.
Spike shit like, right?
I say Warren Buffett. Like LeBron's bringing like these niggas to the table.
No, but I'm saying like even if it was just like a small ownership stock, like not a lot.
I know what you mean, but I'm saying like, all right, what's 1% of $4 billion?
It would still be 4 something, wouldn't it? 1% of 4
times. That's $4 million.
Spike should have 4 mil.
He should. He should.
He should. That's what I'm saying. You give him just 1%, one rib. Just one rib. I show him hungry. Just one. He can put up that one. But, you know, I'm just saying, I've seen it where certain people have, I get what you're saying as far as just buying it out. Yes, LeBron could definitely buy out the Knicks. I'm just saying, like, if he did it, I could kind of see Spike, who was a long time Knicks fan, being like, talking to him and being like, oh, let me get a little something. I'll put a little something towards it. You know, let me get in a little bit. You know, I can kind of see him doing that possibly. But, you know, but I don't see him buying the whole thing. Yeah, that's definitely
let me tell you this.
A LeBron move or a Jay-Z move or somebody like that.
If I had the bread to buy the Knicks, I'm not giving Spike Lee 1% of the Knicks, dog. I'm not.
Why not?
And when I say, and I say why not, because this is business, you know what I mean? And it's like I fuck with Spike. I love what he's done and his work, you know what I mean? And I love his passion as a Knicks fan and how he loves the NBA and all of that, you know. But this is my franchise. You're probably going to be the most well-recognized, most famous Knicks fan ever, maybe, or at least of several generations, if not ever, right? And that's great, but I don't know. I think just business-wise, it introduces some other things that you don't want to have to deal with just because of how popular he is and how famous he is already. So I say just be cool with him. Here's your seats. You know what I'm saying? We're not even going to charge you, Spike. You know what I mean? We're not even going to charge you because you've been in these damn seats as long as I've been watching basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if that's the case, can you tell the security to chill the fuck out and let me in?
Yes. And we're gonna make sure. And we're gonna make sure. We're gonna make sure that doesn't happen. We're gonna make sure that Charles Oakley does not get escorted out by security unless he really, really deserves it for some shit. You know what I mean? Like he can't be drunk and trying to fight people. You know what I mean? Okay. We're gonna make sure that security in the building knows who the fuck Patrick Ewing is. You know, and yeah, I would just freak it like that. Like, dog, you get me seats. These seats is free. These is like $100-something thousand seats. You know, several $100,000 seats. You know. So yeah, man, I would do that. Because I'm trying to and I'm also trying to bring back that whole atmosphere of the Garden. And, you know, I used to see all the celebrities be in the shit, you know, just checking out the game. You know, team being good. Knicks got to win today, by the way. But
okay, they did beat the Pelicans. I caught a little bit.
It went to overtime, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I was at Iron Rooster earlier, and the game was on while I was out there.
Yeah, what's it like, man? Eating out right now.
It's fine.
No, what's it like? Like, you come in, you gotta have a mask on, I imagine, when you come in.
Yes.
You go to your table, you sit down or what have you. Take it. Like, I'll be seeing people like eating in Chipotle, for instance, while, you know, the line of and I don't know, man. Like, I'd be like, yo, is it did you really, really want to just eat at Chipotle today while we still got the pandemic shit going on out here? I know vaccines, but you know, I just, I'm just saying, man.
With where where I was at earlier, excuse me. There wasn't a lot of people there. There were some people eating outside. And there were some tables, and there was people that was eating like inside, and where they were at, they were 6 feet apart. Most people, when they're at the tables and they weren't eating, they did have masks on. When their food came at the table, their masks were off and they were eating. And when they got done eating, their masks were back on their faces. You know, so wasn't nobody coughing, sneezing, you know, nothing crazy where we weren't like, oh my God, you know, nothing like that. Like it's fine. Now, as far as the example that you used, someone eating that Chipotle, I'm a Qdoba person. Me personally, that's one of those DoorDash deals where I just, or I order it and I'll pick it up and I'm out the door. I'm not sitting down and eating it. First of all, Chipotle has uncomfortable furniture. So yeah, I ain't for that sitting down there and eating. Qdoba has nice furniture when I sit down.
Oh my God. I am rocking with Qdoba a little heavier now, especially that they are literally not around the corner, but they're close.
Yeah, for sure.
Tried the brisket. Not bad.
Yeah.
For
sure.
So
I'm a sucker for I love their quesadillas. Eating their quesadillas at Qdoba is like eating a pizza. They make them nice and cheesy. To be on point. Most times when I've gotten food lately, ever since the pandemic, from Qdoba, I would just order it from there and I'll just pick it up and I roll out. I think recently I went there like maybe a couple of weeks ago, earlier this month, and I just went inside and just ordered because I just had a taste. I was super hungry and I just had a taste for their tacos, and I got the chips and queso, and it's always a good time. Some Qdoba, but yeah, as far as just eating out, going places, most places are straight. You know what I mean? I think there's been a couple that I went to where it was kind of packed. Like I think it was the Saturday before St. Patrick's Day, it was a bunch of spots that was like packed. Like Looney's Pub had a line outside the door. To go in. You had to wait. People had on their St. Patrick's gear.
I guess it's a pub, right? Yeah.
And then when we tried to go to that same night, we tried to go to Bar Louie. Bar Louie was kind of packed, and they had a table for two was an hour and a half wait.
No, that's not big. Wait. When you say packed, though, was it like full capacity seating available, or was it like 50% and they was doing the social distance between tables? Or
I want to say that part. I want to say the latter.
I think it was Moe's would be like,
what'd you say?
I said because Moe's is just like niggas is in there just.
Yo, like I said before, Moe's is especially the one in Towson is the new club. Niggas be out there, yo. It be packed. You know what I'm saying? Still got good food. But I feel like if I'm gonna order food from Mo's, it gotta be during the week or something. Like the weekend is a bit of it's a little tough. Or if I get it, it gotta be like kind of early in the day, like
Oh
3,
yeah,
4
man.
o'clock, something.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, shoot. Well, shall we wrap it up?
Yes. Thanks everyone for checking this episode out. Quick birthday shout out. Happy well, tomorrow is his birthday. We're recording this on the 18th, so the 19th is his birthday. Happy birthday to my man Mifflin out there in Philly by way of Pittsburgh. Shout out to him. Happy birthday to him. And shout out if I know anybody else that I ain't shout out that has have a birthday this week. Happy birthday to you.
Shout out all y'all niggas.
Right. I'm trying to think of this. Are we still in Taurus season?
Yes.
Or is this, yeah. So yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah. Okay.
Although I think we winded down, but we still got like a week, maybe 2.
Okay.
Anywho.
And but
yeah.
So shout out to them. Make sure you follow us on all social media. Everything's blurred. Continue to tell a friend to tell a friend. And yeah, man. Thanks for checking us out.
The double entendre episode is a wrap.
The Ray Rice episode is a wrap. The Eddie George episode is a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Peace, y'all.